Jesus. Hanzo! Pluto, welcome. Hope y'all are doing good. And for some maybe I did get notified, but my bot didn't do shit. Okay, yeah. Never mind. The bot did send out the notification. Great. Super Bill, welcome. Hope y'all are doing good. Sorry, I started the live stream a little bit later than usual. We were looking at some, we were watching a video. A bunch of friends of mine on Discord, we were watching a video about the Predator. You know, the video that we watched yesterday on stream, I was watching it again with friends on Discord. Sunday, Brody. Sage Foxes, welcome. Hope you're doing good. I did change it to Sunday, okay? Refresh your stream, man. I changed it to Sunday. That's it. Leo, welcome. Hope you're doing good. I'm sick still, but I won't have to go to school tomorrow, so that's kind of good. Really? Like, okay, I never get sick, but usually when I do get sick, it's only for like 2 days. What video? This one about the... Give me a second, let me find it. Excuse me. What is it called again? Wait, I have the link. Can't I just like paste? Nope. Wrong one. That's a tweet. Can't I just... Yep. This one.
This is Riot LOL.
This is the one that we were watching, you know? I made another edit. Want to see? Yep, sure. Go ahead, send it. I'm doing decent. Just wrapped up the second act of my video, so the easiest final 20 minutes to do. When will you be done with your video? Because at this point, you're moving way faster. Yeah, you're definitely... At this point, you're definitely publishing this video faster than I am. You know what? I've been slacking off on Persona. Yeah. Let me do it. Let's... Wait. Before we do it. I found time to stall.
Max uses this to infer she was exploited.
I found... yeah. Remember, yesterday's live stream ended off while we were still watching this video. Sent. Alright, let me just peep your... I actually need to finish Persona. I need to stop slacking off. I need to stop putting it off so much. Bro. Okay, it is what it is. What is Persona? But I'm not gonna... I can't even explain it. I don't know. Somebody in chat can explain it for you. But I'm pretty sure you've seen, like, Persona 5. This is Persona 5. Like, the background image. Bro got Photoshop leaked? No. It was sent to my server. I don't think it was sent anywhere else. That, Photoshopped gay porn that they did. Steam DB. Elden Ring. Has Elden Ring's files updated? Yo, actually, wait. Let me do this on another page. Because if it doesn't connect me, it's going to show my fucking IP. And before drama takes stream again, I doubt we're going to get hit with another wave of, like, spam and bots. At least I hope not. You see, SteamDB is starting to like bug out. It's starting to become slow. Let me just see the DLC information instead of you trying to leak my IP. I'm not trying to change my IP mid stuff. The Elden Ring bosses got buffed. Where did you get this information from? Forgot copyright is a thing. Let me watch it in silence. For fuck's sakes. Saw a new few gameplays. You're probably talking about the DLC. Right, you're probably talking about the Garden of Eyes Elden Ring. Cause that's most likely not the DLC, the mod. You guys like Counter-Strike? I've never really been a fan of Counter-Strike because I don't like the fact that you have to like stand still before you shoot. But yeah, if you're talking about the Elden Ring bosses getting buffed, most likely you're talking about this mod over here. Like for example, the Radon mod. This is why I want Elden Ring. I just can't afford it. I'm poor. But yeah.
Of strength.
Like for example, this is the...
We're going to be showing you our second Elden boss. In the previous video we have covered Melania, Blade of Mikola, and a lot of you guys enjoyed that, and today we are doing her quote-unquote arch nemesis, which is Starscourge Radahn. Now you can access these bosses right now by going to the new roundtable hall and going to the Hall of Elden Champions to challenge those versions of those bosses.
Did you watch the edit? Yeah, hold on, let me just quickly rewatch the edit. 31 seconds. Okay, Game of the Year 2010. Alan Wake fought in Vegas. It's crazy now that I'm watching this like thing that you showed, or your edit. It's so interesting to see how graphics were back then compared to now. Like we have really evolved, but like I feel like the peak was around 2016 for graphics, right? Because graphics were kind of shitty, of course, because of the hardware. Then we had like Unreal Engine 3, where we got like Batman Arkham Knight and all of that stuff. And then now it feels like the graphics are decreasing again. I don't know what it is, but hey. Let me let's see. I'm not gonna, okay. So the criticism I would have is, one, you already have your watermark in the video, so you don't need to put a watermark at the end of the video, like a whole like PNG thing. That's not really necessary. No Elden Ring update. Let me... Okay, it seems like the last time the Elden Ring DLC was updated was 4 days ago, so as far as we're aware, they haven't worked on it recently before releasing the DLC to the public. Did you see the official Deadpool 3 trailer? Yes, I did. And then, oh yeah, for the edits, the criticism I'll give to... When switching to other games, right? Because you chose Assassin's Creed 2, God of War, and Red Dead Redemption 2. The transition thing needs to get fixed. It looks kind of janky when you transition between the two, between the 3 games.
And of course I have to thank Mihai for working on designing this boss, and Kaji for designing the new variation, which we'll be talking about in a bit.
Guys, man, if I could get the Elden Ring DLC, not the Elden Ring DLC, if I could just get Elden Ring, and I could play the Garden of Eyes mod, because that's where the Convergence mod comes from, and other mods.
Designing this boss.
This version of Starscourge Radahn, I want it. I want to fight this guy. Same thing with Melania.
And Kaji for designing the new variation, which we'll be talking about in a bit. Now, Radahn has been a very cool project to work on. In line with the more presentation-heavy boss encounters prevalent in Elden Ring, we wanted to emphasize that particular trait of the boss fight while also adding a new mix-up and surprises for the players. This Radahn can and will use his summon...
But this time I went with the you can't say that I didn't. What?
Meteors
just realized what?
Not to mention, he can summon meteors on the spot if the need arises. In repurposing some of his cut animations, we attempted to emphasize the new modularity we introduced to those meteors. He can choose to only launch a specific set of meteors now, as opposed to all at once throughout the fight, instead of only during specific attacks. And the
Radahn doesn't have feet? Yeah, because in the music video, not music video, because I'm looking at the fucking chat, but in the introductory video of Radahn, right after his mind has just been plagued by rot, he's kind of been dragging his feet across the sand aimlessly, and he dragged his feet across the sand so often that his feet just vanished, right? He basically grinded his feet into non-existence.
The more the fight goes on, the more he will add these meteors to his regular arsenal. Oftentimes they are not a threat to players if they stay close, but they will be a huge problem to players attempting to run away. Indeed, we wanted to even more than usual promote strafes and blind spotting the relentless...
Your voice is different? Yeah, it's because more is like, yeah, while I was eating a few days ago, I bit my tongue, right? I bit my tongue over here, and it hurts every single time I talk. So I'm trying not to speak and then have my tongue touch my teeth in order to prevent the the pain. So that's why I'm sounding like I have a lisp or more S in my tongue. It's because my tongue is still healing.
Attacks from Radan. A not unnoticeable amount of his follow-ups have been changed too in order to take players by surprise, either by allowing him to cancel out of his lengthier animations in order to react to player positioning, or by offering a variety of mix-ups for his regular attacks that force specific strafes, such as double long-range sweep after his rampaging attacks initiation. Certain attacks now have increased tracking though, so players will need to come up with new strafes for them. Another monumental change that we have made to Radan is rewriting his entire Phase 2 AI. Malenia's rot. Let it speak itself.
Oh, Rainbow Six? Yeah. I've never played Rainbow Six, mainly just because I didn't buy it. Like, it's one of those games that if I had, I would play, but I wouldn't go out my way to buy. You know, like, Persona is definitely one of those games as well, right? Where, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't go out my way to buy it, but if I had access to it, I would play it. Yeah. Elden Ring is a game I would buy. Cap? What do you mean, Cap? I didn't buy Persona. It came free with the Xbox Game Pass. Is that Estelle? Rainbow Six is $4 right now. But yeah, so is Soul Calibur 6, right? And at that moment, I'd rather get Soul Calibur than Rainbow Six, you feel me? But yeah, if anybody did want to hook me up with Rainbow Six, I'll definitely play it, sure. Is that Estelle? Oh yeah, it makes sense, right? Because once you beat Radon and all the meteors are flying down, the one that hits Limgrave has Estelle. That's Estelle. Okay, makes sense. Apparently, actually, interesting fact about Elden Ring is that Radon's Phase 2 was initially supposed to be Estelle. So you'd fight Radon, then you do the thing where he jumps into space, then after he jumps into space, Estelle would fall down, and then you'd have to fight Estelle for Phase 2. But they decided to scrap that instead. I don't know why.
So with his demise, the world shatters, the skies fall. A meteor storm, the likes of which the lands between has never seen before, overtakes the scenery as Radon draws his last breath. Now the player is tasked with putting an end to this colossal foe before the rot overtakes him and us all. And this final clash will determine the fate of the lands between in this hypothetical scenario that we have envisioned.
This man got sniped.
Scenario that we have envisioned.
Damn. Wait, where's the swords? While you're closer to him, you'll have small rot buildup. Where are the swords? Oh, he's not using the swords anymore. He's controlling the meteors. Okay. Let's see. I'm on console, so I don't have a PC, so I can't use XIM. What's XIM? This week, Rainbow is free for a limited time on PS Plus. Ah, okay. It's free on Xbox Game Pass. Oh, yeah. I have that. Until, what, April? So I could play it through that. Yeah.
And by defeating him, you will earn one of the newest weapons we have in the mod, which is the Star Scourge Lion Great Shield. Now, if you are a True Souls fan, you will immediately know what this is inspired by, which was the Great Shield Door shield from Dark Souls 3's DLC. And we have sort of also added our own touch to it with Radon, where now the...
I gotta go. Have an amazing rest of your stream. Alright, man, take care. Alright, heal up quick. You say Zim, not XIM. Oh, okay. But it's a keyboard and mouse adapter. Oh, okay.
The weapon art, which is a stance weapon art, has two different attacks. So one of them is attacking forward with the shield and then blocking again. And the other one is a laser-like attack that you can launch from the shield. This weapon is very, very fun to play with, and
okay, that looks cool. See, I thought the shield was just gonna be some ass. I beat the boss, pick up the shield, and never use it again, but hey.
I can't wait to hear you guys' opinion about it when you play with it.
And then I heard there was also like a buff to Millennia's as well, but I forgot what the buff was. Ooh, new Ronaldo boss fight? Yo, I'm all for it. She can summon Radagon? Oh, guys, I need Elden Ring. Fuck.
Hello everyone, hope you're all doing great, and today we
Hey,
are
wait. Don't do it. Don't.
system interacts with
Don't. Ooh, the outfit looks so good. Ronaldo, baby
Ronaldo.
girl.
So,
I fuck with the
instead of the summons
outfit.
having free reign,
Instead of that one academy robe, like, yeah, sure, you're a teacher and everything, but like, this outfit is good for Ronaldo. Hold on, let's actually see the showcase. I want to see that.
if you run under, you can low profile.
Yeah, stop telling me how it works. I want to see it in action. Okay.
About until 50% when Renala will get her second summon. Blight being replaced by a manifestation of her longing, much like Blight, with the caveat
Come
to be
on.
teleported and fall,
Guys,
without making them completely ineffective.
stop it.
Now, all of these things, as well as many other updates, like the music's being in-game, a completely redesigned HUD for the game.
Yes. I know. Can I see the show? Might as well watch it all, bro. Might as well watch it all. Maybe I should get this mod. You should, bro. Elden Ring. Look, there is no reason to get Elden Ring on PC other than the mods. The only reason why you would get Elden Ring on PC is so that you can, like, the frame rate, so that you can increase it to, what, 120 or whatever. And then the mods. That's the most important thing about Elden Ring on PC. The mods. Same thing with Sekiro. If I'm going to get Sekiro on PC, I'm getting it for the Resurrection mod. Might as well speed this shit up.
Hello everyone, hope you're all doing great, and today we are back with another big update for the Garden of Eyes mod. As we are awaiting any news about the DLC, we've been hard at work to try to revamp and overhaul the game in many ways, and our most recent update, which will be released tonight, includes the new Raya Lucaria overhaul. Now, the idea is that
Okay, welcome. Hope
Raya
you're doing
Lucaria
good.
was taken over by Preceptor Carol, and he has his own entire story that we have discussed a little bit about in the previous Odin video, which is now finally included in the game and you can fight him. And the amazing thing is now we have all of the custom music that we have created for the Garden of Eyes mod in the mod so that you can experience them and fight them yourself. Now you will notice that Raya Lucaria looks very different. All of the glint
Is Soul Calibur 6's netcode even good? Actually, let's see. Where do I even search? Okay, the first thing that popped up was a Reddit post. Question: Soul Calibur 6 is on sale. How bad is the netcode really? I've heard it's awful, but how awful can somebody compare it to anything so I can gauge the situation? It's $9, so I might cop it either ways. Lol, thanks. It's pretty okay for delay-based netcode. So it's a 7 out of 10 for delay, based on a 5 overall netcode. So it's mid. It seems like Tekken is better. Tekken has a better netcode. And you remember how Tekken was for us fighting each other. So if Soul Calibur's worse, I don't know, man.
Glintstone is being corrupted by the old blood. You'll find new enemies. You will fight, finally, one of the most awaited bosses that people wanted to fight in the mod, which is Lady Maria, which we have as the Blood Hunter's Apparition boss fight. And when you're exploring Raya Lucaria, you will notice that there is a lot of blood that's being sacrificed everywhere, and it has become very gory of a place. And at the very top, you will find Preceptor Carol. If you are a Bloodborne fan, you will get the reference of why he looks like this, but the idea is that Carol did not die in Bloodborne, but he was transported by Odin into the world of Elden Ring, where Odin is the primeval current and outer god. And if you want to watch the entire boss fight and all of that, make sure to check out that video right now. However, this is not the main focus for our video today. Our main focus is Renala. So where did Renala go? So after this takeover happened, Renala had to sort of relocate, and we have chosen the best place for this, which is Carrion Manor. And you will fight her in the Royal Moongazing Grounds. You will notice a little bit of a bubble shield, and when you enter, it's going to be triggering the cutscene. So for Renala, we have overhauled the entire boss fight, whether it's the design of Renala, where we have created a brand new design, which sort of fits with the theme of the Queen of the Full Moon and being one of the most powerful witches and sorceresses in the world of Elden Ring.
Far and wide.
They decided to let her hair down. Oh my god, Renala with her hair down is so attractive. I don't know why the fuck she wears that giant banana on her head. So
The
bad.
last Queen of Caria, Renala the Full Moon.
Although I will say, maybe the hat was to make her body look more proportionate, cause her head looks, her head looks crazy small in comparison to the rest of her body. She's a witch, man. Yeah, but then Ronnie has like a cool witch hat, and then Renala's one looks like a giant banana. It's like, But yeah, here her body looks just proportionate for the rest of her body. I don't know. How tall is Renala actually? 6'9"? Okay. Okay. I'm all for it.
And the majesty of the night she conjureth.
Oh, she cut her hair short? Don't know how I feel about that.
However, when remaking Renala, there was one main concern we had to keep in mind: how to reconceptualize her summons in a way that is compatible both with her lore and her gameplay, while also reducing some of the problems the pseudo-gag fight in vanilla presented. As such, the most reasonable perspective for us was to redo the means through which the summon system interacts with Renala. So, instead of the summons having free reign in the fight, or false free reign, as Renala's summons in vanilla Elden Ring were still fairly restricted, now her summons act in a fashion similar to Malenia's. They are by and large extensions of Renala, as opposed to another entity in the fight. This way, we managed to create a gang fight that is much more controlled and therefore manageable. When you first enter the fight, you will face against Renala alone, and you need to familiarize yourself with her new moveset here. She got multiple new attacks, like Carrion Piercer, a modified version of the player spell that acts as a gap closer for her, allowing her to travel massive distances to reach the player, but it is interruptible with any attack in order to allow for counterplay similar to strafes, and another attack, which is Carrion Grandier, a close-range, fast melee option for her that cannot be interrupted, but can be strafed. In giving Renala hyper armor during it, we've also extended the punish window on it from often one hit to up to 3 safe consistent hits, as long as you punish the windup. She also gets 2 new spells, a medium-range triple glintstone arc that if you run under, you can low profile, and a sideways Comet Azure that can 360 around her that you either have to outspace or roll through. When she reaches 80% HP, this is when the first new summon appears, which is Blight. Blight's inclusion comes from both as a reimagination of his role in the Grand Carrion scheme of things, as well as a re-implementation of the cut content in vanilla Elden Ring. His attack options are fairly manageable and easy to deal with. He does not have access to his entire moveset, and his summon times are consistent with Renala's animations, so as not to create unmanageable overlaps. This Blight summon phase lasts about until 50%, when Renala...
What's with all the hype? I don't understand this game. Elden Ring is just a good game, right? It's a... In trying not to touch my tongue, I'm cutting my tongue with the other side. Okay, Elden Ring is basically one of those games that's supposed to be like an introductory for Souls fans, right? If you never played Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3, Sekiro, even though actually no, Sekiro is very separate, right? Bloodborne, but Sekiro is very separate as like it's a Souls game made by From Software, but you wouldn't really consider it like on the same tier. So Elden Ring was supposed to be like an introductory. Oh, you never played Dark Souls? It's fine. Play Elden Ring. It's easier for you. And yeah, that's why a lot of people love it. They love it because it's difficult, because it is such an open world. There's so much to do. There's so many different classes. I'm pretty sure Elden Ring has more spells and incantations combined than all of Hogwarts Legacy, which is supposed to be a game based around wizards, and this game has more spells than that. So yeah, a lot of people like it just for the difficulty. That's why I love Souls games. I love difficult games. Not like Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is kind of like but this one, yeah, Elden Ring got me hooked on Souls games. This is the first one I played. Yeah, which makes sense because it was supposed to be an easier Souls game in order to introduce people to the Souls series. So it did its job at that one. That's why it won Game of the Year. There's so much to do. The graphics was so good and all that stuff. Yeah.
Renala will get her second summon, Blight being replaced by a manifestation of her longing and pain.
It's like the game is easy, but it's also very punishing. It's very punishing. You go up against difficult bosses, but fuck, fighting Radon was it's like a dungeon boss, because you could literally summon multiple people to help you fight one guy. That's how powerful he was. So yeah.
Birthed from the egg she so closely held dear, Radagon.
Come, my beloved.
He operates much like Blight, with the caveat that his attacks cover much more range, can be large AoEs that require specific roles, much like in the regular Radagon
Where did he
fight,
go?
and he's a lot more active in general. The cherry on top is
Oh,
that
shit!
whenever Radagon isn't attacking, he can be instantly teleported in front of Renala to parry any and all projectiles aimed at him. Naturally, the counterplay to this is to manage your ranged attacks against Renala whenever he is active doing attacks, ideally in an effort
Radagon functions to parry all sorceries? Huh, it's pretty smart, pretty interesting, okay.
to incentivize more active play from ranged builds without making them completely ineffective. Now, all of these things, as well as many other updates like the musics being in-game, a completely redesigned HUD for the game, a brand new boss fight which is Aztec Nebula of Chaos, which we will be showcasing very very soon, all of that is available now in the early access for the Garden of Eyes mod. So make sure you go and subscribe to our Patreon to get early access to all of our mods alongside this one and many other ones. And yeah, hope you all enjoy, and I'll be seeing you later. Bye-bye.
Okay. The new Orphan of Kos Estelle boss. Why?
Hello
Why?
everyone, hope you're all doing well.
I guess it's because they're both beings from space.
And in
sure.
today's video, we're going to be showcasing to you one of our newest bosses in the Garden of Eyes Overhaul mod. If you don't know already, the mod adds hundreds of new weapons, armor, spells.
Okay, Overhaul and the Convergence are two different mods. They're two different mod sets. I gotta keep that noted when I decide to get the either when I get the game or when I decide to play the mod. Okay.
New bosses, new areas, and there is a lot of exciting things coming very, very soon. So check out the playlist if you are interested in seeing more of the mod. But in today's video, we're going to be showcasing one of our...
Because, look, here are the things that I want to do when I get Elden Ring. 1. Play the Convergence mod. A lot more content. 2. Play the DLC when that comes out. 3. Elden Ring bingo. I want to do Elden Ring bingo. And then number 4, Elden Ring randomizer mod, where everything is randomized. All the bosses are randomized, all the items are randomized. Those are the things that I want to do. So randomizer mod, Elden Ring bingo, or randomized bingo, the DLC, and mods. Convergence mod. Apparently Tekken 8 has a lot of issues with its community. No penalty for leaving games, and a lot of people are not rematching after winning. To be honest, I don't care about the rematching after winning. It is what it is. But the whole no penalty for leaving, yeah, that one kind of sucks. But to be fair, I can also kind of understand that one. If somebody's Wi-Fi or internet is shit and they leave early, I would just assume it's because of their internet is shit. But even then, if your internet is shit, why did you enter the match before then? It's like, why did you enter the match if you knew the Wi-Fi signal was gonna be shit? Because like when you pair up, doesn't it tell you, oh, this is what you can expect from the person that you're fighting? So I don't know. I understand, but I also don't buy it. You feel me?
Our new bosses, Astel, the Nebula of Chaos. Now, this boss is a reimagination of beloved fan favorite Bloodborne boss fight, which is the Orphan of Cause. And in attempting to recontextualize it for our setting, multiple design decisions had to be taken. First of all, in terms of the actual design, we have completely changed the way that Orphan of Chaos looks. We have kept the core design of the Orphan, but we have implemented and integrated the design language of Astel. And we have completely redesigned this weapon to be also fitting with the theme of Astel. As you can see, now he has the wings, the skull, the all nebula of stars on the weapon and on the chest and all of that, which I think is really fitting for quote-unquote baby Astel. Now, in terms of gameplay, firstly, this is the first time we've implemented a universal warp system across all of his animations. What this effectively means is that every single one of his attacks has a duplicate that can warp him close to the player if he is out of range of said move. This creates interesting dynamics, where every attack is now a gap closer, and every gap closer can now act as a melee attack. When implementing a system such as this, we had to ensure that we alleviated some of the oppression the boss...
Octawave, welcome, hope you're doing good. This boss looks so sick. Yeah, man, Orphan of Cause from Bloodborne. I still remember playing that game on stream. How long did it take me to beat him? I think it took me like, what, 2 streams? Yeah, it took me 2 streams to beat the Orphan of Cause.
Thus, we've increased the recovery on a multitude of the animations and aptly redesigned the attack chains in order for them to fit this new philosophy. Alternatively, we have also added a plethora of subsystems to the fight.
I want the Bloodborne DLC. Shit. I could... like, Bloodborne is one of the only games I have on my PlayStation account. So I could account share, and you can just play it on my account. Because I have the full game plus DLC.
Which affect the way the players can interact with it accordingly. So above 50% HP, Astel Nebula of Chaos has the ability to empower some of his attacks, which will leave behind the trail of timed explosive projectiles the way Astel does, but slightly more delayed than Astel's in order to allow for more counterplay. Similarly, above 50% HP, he will also create gravity AoEs on every melee slam that he does without teleporting. What this effectively means is that the boss has to pick between using his energy to either imbue the attack with an AoE or teleport, with a couple of exceptions. However, once the boss reaches a certain HP threshold signaled by the first occurrence of his laser barrage attack, another system kicks into play where his previously timed explosive projectiles are now permanently left behind him whenever he teleports, meaning that all of the teleport attacks force backward rolls as opposed to forward ones. This synchronicity in his power heralds the latter half of the fight and is a last hail.
Oh, so that's what
the boss fight is the redesign of his thrown
okay.
projectiles. Here, they are gravity spheres that can grab the player into a gravitational field. This field isn't damaging in and of itself, but it acts as a setup for one of the attacks you really don't want to see, his meteor storm. These interdimensional meteors, unhindered by terrain, will orbit around the player.
I have Persona 5 on my PlayStation account. Yeah, I'm gonna play Persona 5 after I finish Persona 3. Because Zay also has it on his account. And I need to play on that. Speaking of which, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle is on the Xbox Game Pass. And I need to play it. I should play it at least before it's no longer available. There's something on this side of the screen. You guys never told me. Fuck you guys. Okay. Recently added Bloodstain's Ritual. Is this a fighting game? Single player. Fuck is this? Up, already lost interest. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I did not know it was gonna be a Castlevania type game. Game Pass, all PC games. Let's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle. Because that's the game I want to play. JoJo games I want to play. All-Star Battle, Eyes of Heaven. Zay has that one, so I can play that at any time. So, All-Star Battle, Eyes of Heaven, and Heritage of the Future. Because that one is like a arcade fighter. Gotham Knights. Ugh. Okay. Lies of P... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Do my eyes deceive me? That's Ace Attorney. JoJo is so recognizable. How the hell am I not seeing it? Or am I just scrolling too fast? I am scrolling too fast. Please don't tell me it was removed. Please don't tell me it was removed. That means I'd have to... If they're removing games, that means I have to work faster to play all these games before they're removed from the store. Please don't tell me it was removed. Xbox service is having some issues. Okay. I just want to at least clarify if it's still here. Wait, can I just search? Okay, amen. Amen. Okay, great. I'll download this later.
For a set duration and will be extremely difficult to deal with. In reality, the counterplay here is not allowing the boss to grab you, but we still wanted to allow players a chance to get away with it in making the grab act as a setup for a much more threatening attack. This meteor storm can similarly happen as a follow-up to the player getting grabbed by his black hole summon attack, his zoning attack in the vein of Mog's blood shower or Godric's storm stone. In this case, he creates a short-lived black hole that sucks the players inside of it.
Pause.
The main desire we had in redesigning Orphan of Cause was to properly showcase his chaotic nature while also putting our own spin to it and keeping it as fair as realistically possible in spite of his difficulty. This boss and many of our new boss fights like the overhauled Renala, the Odin, the Cambria, the new Crucible Knights, the new Godskin Duo, which are the Godskin Dragon Slayer and Executioner, and much more are now available in the Garden of Ice Overhaul mod. And make sure you are subscribed because we are going to be revealing one of the biggest projects that were done in the history of modding Souls. So make sure to subscribe for our channel, and if you want to get early access to the mod.
Great, now before I forget, let's actually finish this video on Mama Max. Okay.
Here because it's genuinely fucking insane. In the video, Max discovers it's clear, but the third and most... Well, no.
Junior, welcome. Hope you're doing good.
Pixture Granular. Pixture Granular is a unique font type that appears in Max's later videos. It's not available by default in Windows or Adobe, which meant it had to be searched for and purchased. While not exactly bulletproof, the coincidence is rather interesting. He also points out the supposed arrest from his My LOL video. I already covered these discrepancies earlier, but the third and most damning in this section is about imbu.exe. This is a story I left out earlier because it's genuinely fucking insane. In the video, Max discovers an account named Casey, whose only friend is Pablo Sunny. Max uses this to infer she was exploited by him. Max then claims to have reverse image searched her Naruto profile picture to find a YouTube channel. This YouTube channel has unlisted videos, which he somehow gained.
Which doesn't make sense. I don't know how you can reverse search. We watched this before the stream crashed. Yeah. That's all we watched on stream, so we're continuing. I am so confused by Mama Max and what he said. He's like, oh, I found her... Like, imagine if your profile picture on Roblox was Pain from Naruto, and somehow they were able to find your YouTube channel through your profile by reverse searching your profile picture. How?
Gained access to. He then discovers a video titled, "This is where you raped and killed me," depicting a bloody white sheet in the woods. Many interpreted this as meaning she had either died or unalived herself. This led to an extremely awkward moment in a Discord Q&A where he claims Casey is actually alive.
Is there an update on Casey? Can you talk about how you got into the account or how you found it?
I can't talk too much about Casey. I don't know what I can and can't say. I will tell you that, yes, she's okay. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, thank God. I didn't even know that. Holy shit. That's something I wanted to actually jump in VC with you about at some point. Thank God.
I'm going to stop talking about it. There's a lot I want to say about it, but I can't really talk about it.
Yeah, we'll respect her privacy too. We'll respect the secret for now. Thank you, Max, for that very relieving update, because that's a fucking haunting part of the video, I tell you.
To date, there is no real evidence that Casey ever actually existed. This post heightens the...
Oh yeah, that too. Hey, Mama Max could actually come out with a video. If he tries to exonerate himself, Mama Max can make a video saying that, oh, with the Casey situation, that was just an alias she went by. Or, that's not her real name. I don't know. He can lie and say something along those lines. To say, oh, actually, she is alive, she is a real person, but Casey's not her actual name. Even though we do have no evidence whatsoever that she even is a thing. Like, I remember, again, in the whole video, he's like, oh, I was playing, she was on this one website, gaming website for kids, and then she was following this predator, and I reverse image searched her profile picture, which was Pain from Naruto. somehow I found her YouTube channel. And then I somehow hacked into her YouTube channel, and she had a video unlisted that said, "This is where you raped and killed me," and it showed a video of like in the woods. It was what, a mattress in the woods that was covered in blood, and there was also blood on the pillow and the sheets. So this was to imply that this is where she was raped and killed. And yet he's saying, "Oh, she's actually alive." But then what the fuck was the video? And yeah, one, how did you find her YouTube channel through reverse image searching Pain from Naruto? Two, how did you hack into her Gmail account and access her YouTube channel? Yeah, there was so many holes in the video, but nobody questioned it at first.
The tension felt within Max's community, with much of his audience feeling betrayed. Even though it wasn't definitive, there really shouldn't be this many questions. It led people to actively question if there was any truth in his current case. I mean, that's what happens when you so heavily fictionize your predator hunting videos. If all of that wasn't bad enough, it was about to get a whole lot worse. The following is a clip many overlooked from the You Can't Hurt Me podcast.
The FBI never responded. That's interesting. I literally got a card on my front fence from the FBI. They didn't even bother contacting me.
Why? That in itself, it's such a big red flag. And nobody called it out the moment it happened? Like, how? Like, do you understand how crazy that is? Where, let's say you're under investigation by the FBI. Why, oh why, would they leave a card at your door? What? Why would the Federal Bureau of Investigations leave a card at your door letting you know that you're under investigation? Wouldn't that be counterproductive? Why would you let your prey know that they're being hunted? Hey, by the way, I just wanted to let you know I'm hunting you down. I'm investigating you right now. Please don't delete any evidence that you may have that could help us in our investigation. Right, okay.
No.
For context, Max often referenced paste bins in the description of his videos. It was where he'd store evidence and other material from his investigation. The files were hosted on the file sharing site called Mega. It was through this that a user discovered his Mega account had been closed. Not only that, but the notice claimed it had been reported to the authorities for objectionable content. This folder or file was reported to contain objectionable content, such as CSA, violent extremism, or bestiality. The link creator's account has been closed, and their full details, including IP addresses, has been provided to the authorities. Now, the first response that comes to mind is that it simply contained proof of people being creeps. But from everything I've seen, that doesn't really make sense. Mega uses a similar method as a lot of sites in detecting illegal content. Basically, illegal stuff is stored in hashes to avoid retaining the original. This allows them to identify material by checking against a database of known hashes. This isn't to say a false positive isn't possible, but it's very rare. Mega, in particular, is quite limited in its appeals, with very few accounts ever being reinstated.
The appeals are very interesting. When an account gets hit, they can appeal, but the appeals are so limited that I'm not joking. In certain quarters, they have literally allowed 0 appeals to go through. In fact, their highest appeals were 10 appeals, and this is obviously thousands of accounts being taken down.
So that means, excuse me, throat clog. I wish Mama Max is always either. Oh, okay, I see what you were saying. Okay, so that means in this situation, whenever Mama Max would make a video, he'd say, I have a mega file, mega drive in my description that has all my evidence of these guys being pedophiles and all that stuff. This mega folder got taken down because apparently it had CP on it. It either had CP, bestiality, or some shit like that. Now, when they confronted Mama Max and said, "Yo, this mega drive got taken down because it possibly had CP," he's like, "Nah, it probably didn't because it only had evidence of these people being pedophiles." But then they're like, "There's no ways it could be a false positive because basically what they would do is the government database would have the image or the video, break it down into like hash codes, like binary. Let's say they break down the video into binary codes, and then they delete the file, but they keep the binary code so that if anything ever pops up on the internet that matches that binary code, it immediately gets flagged. So that means whatever was on that drive immediately got flagged on the FBI's database to say, this has been flagged for CP. I don't know how Mama Max got a hold of that, but hey, it's questionable. Is this YouTube still up? That's a good question. Pretty sure his account is still up, but he doesn't post on it anymore. How do I filter by channels? Filter channel. Did he delete his channel? No, it's... Why is it all the way down here? But yeah, his channel's still up. What was his latest video? Let us organize by oldest. Max, his Life Sucks series. His video game series. When hentai games get too real. And yeah. She still has a video up for Answer Us PedoTube. Loki, we're gonna watch that one real soon. We're gonna watch this one soon. If he doesn't delete it anytime soon. It's the AGI bitch in his latest video.
Very, very few accounts ever get reinstated, which I have mentioned is most likely because of a possible false positive.
This suggests that Max's account may have possibly, allegedly, according to some people's subjective opinions, had this kind of content uploaded on his profile. Without making any unsubstantiated claims, this was further proof Max was not cut out for this sort of investigation. In light of all this, Max broke his promise and went live again on January 5th, 2024, which will go down as perhaps his greatest mistake throughout this entire investigation. The stream's main focus was, presumably, to try and quell some of the heat Max has been receiving. He once again invited people on to talk about the case with the likes of Mudahar, Larix, and Xylee. Before we get to that though, Max starts addressing the mega controversy. He speculates it was flagged due to the videos of my LOL predators pleasuring themselves to him being in that folder.
What? Which does not make sense, because even if he had on his Mega Drive, even if he did have videos of predators just masturbating, that MyLol is basically a website it was like a chat website for kids. It's one of those websites, right? It was a chat website for kids. But anyways, it doesn't make sense. His argument does not make sense, because even if that mega paste bin had videos of predators touching themselves, it would not get flagged because of the Mega Drive, the hash files, right? There is no binary that is in the FBI storage, so it can't get flagged. The only time it would ever get flagged is if it was known CP.
Was all of the evidence we got from our pedo hunts, specifically I think it was MyLOL, since there were so many predators and so much stuff we documented. We put it in the Mega Drive links. This included like videos of them beating off to me saying I'm a 14-year-old. I assume Mega just saw it and was like, okay, this is child exploitation material, let's forward it.
Which again, does not work. It doesn't work that way. Mega does not work that way. So he's lying. He's lying. That means either A, he doesn't even know what was in that folder, in that drive, or B, he had CP in that drive. He knowingly had CP in that drive. Oh yeah, and then I think later on when he had a conversation with some ordinary gamers, he did mention that, oh, somebody was managing the drive folder. It wasn't me. I just knew what was in it, which, sure.
It to the police, which means it served its intended purpose.
Max and Spencer then claim to have found where Camden lives, filing a police report with local authorities. If you're wondering whether something has changed since the time when they claimed they were only doing a civil suit, trust me, this will get weirder. For now though, we get introduced to yet another supposed survivor of Camden's escapades, codenamed Survivor A, with the name given to us being Ishmael. She recounts her experiences with the cult when she was 13 years old at length and in detail. The most relevant—
And it's crazy to me. Isn't that still counted as possession if he has it? I guess, but whenever a paste bin gets taken down, usually the person who owned it is under investigation. So either Max is under investigation, which he claims the FBI left a letter at his door. FBI wouldn't do that, but yeah. I fell asleep 3 times in the last 2 hours. Man, I understand that. I literally did not do anything today. I slept at 5 in the morning, and I woke up at 5 in the PM. I slept for 12 hours. I didn't do shit. It is too hot. It is so hot that I cannot sleep. Actually, let me check what time it is. Not what time. What is the temperature? Right now it's 18 degrees Celsius. How much is that in Fahrenheit? Celsius to Fahrenheit. I want to translate it for you Americans. Right now it's 64 degrees Fahrenheit. It's hot, man. It's hot. 64 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm suffering.
Relevant thing here, as usual, is that no.
Oh yeah, what bothers me about this is that in this live stream where he was just babbling and yapping and lying and all that shit, $138 in revenue. Man, I wish I had that money. I wish I got them type of donations, man. I wish.
Experiences with the cult when she was 13 years old at length and in detail. The most relevant thing here, as usual, is that no actual proof is given to us, and the statement is completely off the cuff. The same issues emerged with yet another survivor, for whom we are given the name Eli. Eventually, after hours of questions and testimony, Max started inviting.
He keeps using big words in those police texts he wrote. Yeah, he does on all of the things. Whether it's private DMs where he's reaching out to friends, but he always talks in like legal speak. Which is funny because he doesn't even know anything about the legal system.
Inviting guests.
As you can tell, I'm very autistic. I just want to let you guys know that if I slip up and say the R word, I have the pass. So
10,000 views on this one live stream. Man.
Just so we're all clear on that.
All right.
The first one to come on is Larix, who became a very outspoken critic. The conversation starts off with Larix talking about their first conversation and how Max sent his viewers to spam Camden's mom and brother. Not only was it scummy, but it didn't even make sense, as Spencer admitted they were both unaware and no longer lived with him. Max responds by arguing that, while he can understand how being blown up like that may be annoying, it is nonetheless something his family should be notified of. The topic then shifts to a discussion about Max.
Oh yeah, there's also that part where he's hunting this sex werewolf god guy, Camden, right? And in doing that, he ended up getting his fans and him to harass the family of the guy. And they basically considered the family as collateral damage. Because, hey, as long as they can get to him, it doesn't matter who else is involved.
Max's own personal drama regarding his accusers and Haley's boyfriend. Larix points out that he accused Magnetar of being a PDF file based on very flimsy evidence. The only evidence was anonymous, unverified.
Isn't the werewolf dude the cult guy? Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Verified messages from a supposed victim. They're shown in his video, but end with the person admitting they no longer had the alleged conversation. Rather tellingly, Max acknowledges this, but continues to insist that Anthony is a PDF file.
He is a pedophile. Okay. He is verifiably a pedophile.
He is verifiably a pedophile. My evidence? Somebody told me that he flashed his dick to me when I was 15. Do you have any evidence? No. That works for me. This guy's a pedophile, right?
Okay, I'm curious because I just talked to Magnetar on my stream just like an hour ago, and he told me that he didn't know what you were talking about at all. I don't even know what happened. I'm just curious because I haven't seen evidence on both sides. So do you have any evidence proving he's a pedophile? Because you didn't show it in your video.
What do you want? His pic?
No.
Low-key. Pause. But yes. Actually, yes. Yes. If you're going to accuse this man of being a pedophile, oh, he sent his dick pic to a 15-year-old. What evidence do you want? A dick pic? Actually, yes. In this situation, yes. Because if we have it, then at least we know he sent it to somebody, right? So, pause, but yes. Show us the dick pic. Pause.
What? I want evidence proving he's a pedophile.
I think his behaviors prove that he is a pedophile.
What? What do you mean his behavior? You're a criminal if we're going off that, based on his behavior. You stalked a girl, you self-harmed in order to get her attention, then you plotted to kill the guy, and then you also, what was this? You kidnapped her! Like, okay.
What is his behavior? That's what I'm asking you.
I mean, Spencer talked on stream a little bit about what she saw. We all went to the same high school. I'll let her speak about that if she wants to. From what the person he sent his pic to when she was 15 said, I mean, she verified Anthony Field sent her pic when she was like...
Again, verification does not exist. Do you know what was his verification? He texted her, he DM'd her. Hey, have you ever had any interactions with Anthony Field, right? This guy, Magnetar. And she's like, yeah, I did, because again, they all went to the same high school. She's like, yeah, I did. When he was in, I think it was like his final year of high school, and she was like 15, she sent his dick pic to me. It's like, is that true? It's like, yeah, I saw it. Okay. That was the only evidence.
14 or 15.
How did she verify?
It's in the video.
Well, I mean, you just like scroll through a whole bunch of DMs, playing devil's advocate, fake those DMs, and I'm talking to Magnetar, and he says those DMs are fake.
That is the fakest, as the most forced laugh I've ever heard.
Fake those DMs, and I'm talking to Magnetar, and he says those DMs are fake.
Oh, okay.
The other evidence is...
Okay. Anyways, let's look at them DMs again. Oh yeah, here. Can you confirm this man, Anthony Fields, is the one that sexted you? That would be the one. What else did he do after he sent you that video? I mean, I was a little weirded out because I hadn't seen a penis yet. My friend and I laughed about it. I don't think Anthony and I ever talked again after that. Right? Oh wait.
Annoying. It is nonetheless something
let's
his family
go
should
through
be
it.
notified of. The topic then shifts to a discussion about...
Oh yeah. So after that is like, oh, I'm glad y'all could laugh about it. I'm sorry that happened. I imagine you don't have the video of the conversation anymore. I don't have that phone. It's long gone.
Of Max's own personal drama regarding his accusers and Haley's boyfriend. Lyrics points out that he accused Magnetar of being a PDF file based on very flimsy evidence. The only evidence was anonymous, unverified messages from a supposed victim. They're shown in his video.
But yeah. When's this happening? What do you mean? Oh, this apparently happened like years ago. And I don't know how old Anthony Fields is right now, but apparently it happened like when he was like, what, 17, 18, and she was 15. So, yeah.
But end with the person admitting is a PDF.
My stream just like an hour ago, and he told me that he didn't know what you were talking about at all. I don't even know what happened. I'm just curious because I haven't seen evidence on my side. So do you have any evidence proving he's a pedophile? Because you didn't show it in your video.
What do you want? His pic?
No. What? I want evidence proving he's a pedophile.
I think his behaviors prove that he is a pedophile.
What is his behavior? That's what I'm asking you.
I mean, Spencer talked on stream a little bit about what she saw. We all went to the same high school. I'll let her speak about that if she wants to. From what the person he sent his pic to when she was 15 said, I mean, she verified Anthony Fields sent her pic when she...
Verified by saying, yep, that's the guy. Instead of saying, yep, that's the guy and here's evidence, right? She herself claimed she doesn't even have evidence because she lost the phone long time ago. So there is no actual evidence of the thing being sent.
She was like 14 or 15.
How did she verify?
It's in the video.
Well, I mean, you just like scroll through a whole bunch of DMs, playing devil's advocate, fake those DMs, and I'm talking to Magnetar, and he says those DMs are fake.
Oh, okay.
The other evidence is testimony from Max's own sister and Spencer. Yes, if this couldn't get any more convenient, Spencer is now also here to back him up with her own story.
I actually went to the same fucking high school, and he was graduated, over 18, and sneaking into the school wearing polo shirts because we had uniforms so that he could eat lunch with freshman girls. And I saw that multiple times when I myself was a freshman.
I don't think I need to explain.
Huh? But wasn't Anthony with the girl that Mama Max had a crush on at the time? So the timing just doesn't make sense. Also, how do you have such a vivid imagery? Like, look, I have a very good memory. I can remember things from years ago. But to remember something as specific as like, oh, he was always wearing polo shirts because of yada yada yada. Like, alright. Maybe her memory is just better than mine. But like, every single time she gives a story, whether it be her with Camden or this situation, she's always hyper specific. Like, she never, oh, I can't remember. Or she'll usually say, if she says I can't remember, it'll be for the most useless things. But the most useful things, always vivid. The most vivid imagination ever. Like her entire story where like she ran away from home and stuff like that. There was one time in the call, and again, I might pull up the call that she had. The leaked call between this one, Mudahar and Nicholas Diorio, where she mentioned she was hiding in Camden's house for a month, right? Like, he had her stay over at his house for a month. But mind you, Camden was living with his parents. Do you, honestly, straight to God, honest to God, and they lived in a one-story house. Honest to God, you live in a one-story house, you're living with your parents. Do you think you could sneak a girl into your house and have her live in your house for 1 month, one whole month in your house without your parents finding out? Do you think that's possible? Unless they live in a mega mansion that is one story, even then, how in the fuck can you hide somebody in your house for one whole month? That was absolutely that's cockamamie excuses.
Into you the implication that...
Did they have a basement? No. Even then, even if they did have a basement, she very specifically stated she was hiding in his bedroom for 1 month. Never got caught. How? Beats me.
This has for his entire channel. It really highlights just how unprofessional Max really is, not to mention hypocritical. He's perfectly willing to give massive leeway to his accusers when he's not the one being accused. Max also claims on numerous occasions that revealing Max...
Hey, yo, who's spamming hearts in the chat? I can't tell who's doing it, but I can see the hearts being spammed. Kevon, is that you? Oh, is it you, Junior? Oh, okay.
Guitar's full name isn't doxing, as it isn't personally identifiable information. Somehow he believes this, I guess. He then tries to Google this, only to have the first result contradict him. The reason I'm mentioning this now is because it'll become really funny later on. This is when we learn Max's plan for the legal fight.
What?
Used. Max really is, not to mention hypocritical. He's perfectly willing to give massive leeway to his accusers when he's not the one being accused. Max also claims on numerous occasions that revealing Magnetar's full name isn't doxing, as it isn't personally identifiable information. Somehow he believes this, I guess. He then tries to Google this, only to have the first result contradict him. The reason I'm mentioning this now is because it'll become really funny later on. This is when we learn Max's plan for the legal fund has completely changed. Apparently, he spoke to a lawyer who advised them not to pursue a civil suit. He also changes his story to imply police were involved in some capacity since the beginning.
To everyone who keeps saying you can't sue someone into prison, we know that. We spoke to a lawyer. They recommended that we don't even pursue a civil suit. So we will be using the money to bring everyone to Georgia to report Camden to his district attorney. Just so that's clear, because we do want him behind bars.
Is the police involved now with this Camden Drug Davis case?
I mean, they've been involved from the beginning. Well, involved is an exaggeration, but we are involving them now, yes.
Larix is then unceremoniously kicked out after he asked...
Oh, wait, what? They've been involved since the very beginning. Wait. They've been involved since the very beginning. My brain's lagging. They've been involved since the very beginning. Since the very beginning is an exaggeration. They're involved now. Involved since the very beginning, they're only involved now. Wait. Did I mishear?
Report Camden to his district attorney. Just so that's clear, because we do want him behind bars.
Is the police involved now with this Camden Drug Davis case?
I mean, they've been involved from the beginning. Well, involved is an exaggeration, but we are involving them now, yes.
We are involving them now. Okay. No. Okay.
Larix is then unceremoniously kicked out after he asks about Max's ex, Olivia, with Max painting it as an effort to protect her privacy. Whether there's any truth to that is anyone's guess, though to his credit, the original video...
Exactly, I thought they were involved. It's like they were involved from the start. That's what he said. And then he also said, in the same breath, literally the same sentence. Well, they're involved now. We're involving them now.
Was now unlisted. But things get even more interesting when Max invites Muda on stream. It was already apparent that Muda was following the situation, but as Larix tried to give his closing statements, Max name drops him to lend himself credibility.
We have evidence in a Discord server. You can ask Mudahar if he's seen some of the evidence.
This basically forced Mudahar to elaborate on his thoughts publicly.
That's so funny, because he tried to use some ordinary gamers to like defend himself, right? He was like, oh no, we have evidence, we have verifiable evidence, and Mudahar saw it. Then Mudahar joined the conversation. He's like, I saw the evidence, but it's not actually, like, evidence. So, I saw bullshit.
Muda brings up the same complaints he had before, calling out Max for providing little to no proof. He confirms he saw some of the proof, but was not allowed to talk about it due to an NDA. This is while implying, as
even though the NDA is not admissible in court, but
as he could, the evidence wasn't all there yet.
I know that you feel you have the evidence and you feel like you know what you're doing is the right thing. But the thing about it is, like, if you want people to take...
Muda is some sort of spectator. At this point, he is not even a spectator anymore. After this entire drama had like boiled over, all the victims went to Mudahar. Now Mudahar is the one who's doing the investigation. He's the one who's contacting these girls and trying to make sure that they can do anything about the entire situation. He's taken over the case because Mama Max was too incompetent to. So he got dragged into a thing that he wasn't even involved in, and now he's forced to take charge of this investigation.
Take this as seriously as you guys are taking it. You need to start providing that evidence to the public and provide like an actual story. You know, like I've seen the evidence that you posted, and obviously there's an NDA signed, so I can't publicly discuss this with anyone. But I can say obviously it, like, you know, it contains one side of the events, and obviously, you know, my thing on screenshots is that unless I refresh something from a server myself, I never usually believe it or jump on the gun. Okay, this is what we talked about though, like a month ago. It's like if we're gonna make a PSA and we're gonna talk about it, we need to make sure the story. I'm not saying 100% bulletproof. I don't live in that world, right?
And Max could make anyone involved. You could make Putin involved somehow. I mean, yeah, to be honest, yeah. But it's crazy. I cannot imagine that. Like, bless Mudahar's heart, honestly. Bless him for being such a good guy. To say, okay, you guys seem to actually be victims of this Camden Gerard Davis thing, but Max is absolutely fucking up your case. So as a result, come to me, I will help you to see what legal grounds we can use to help you. Like, bless his heart for saying that. Because he could have completely said, I'm not involved. This has nothing to do with me. I'm just a spectator. Instead, he said, you guys are clearly in need of help. This man is not helping you. I'll help you instead.
Right? Like, obviously, you can't have 100% evidence of something, but I'm saying very, 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 like, very ironclad almost, as close as you can get, right?
Perplexingly, Max tells us that the reason he's not shown any proof so far is because his lawyer had advised him it would hurt the investigation.
You don't think we should protect that first to see if the police are going to do anything?
I mean, what you have right now, is it going to be something that, like, what is it? Is the evidence, do you believe, is going to be invalidated the moment you release it out in the public, like a message or something?
Correct. Is that not the case?
I mean, your lawyer should be the one discussing it. What does your lawyer say?
I mean, they said first thing we should do is all go to Georgia and make an accounting, but that's good.
Mind you, his lawyer is actually ChatGPT, but hey.
Take a little bit of time just because we have to get all of the survivors on board and a date and time to do it.
I would say sit down with your lawyer again, because I've never heard any lawyer that would say that to me.
But of all the guests during the podcast, it's the one at the tail end of the stream that's the most gruesome. Xylee has been an ardent critic of Max's conduct throughout the entire case pretty much since the beginning. Amusingly, as soon as she
ChatGPT is also my lawyer? Hey, yeah. This man Max cannot take me down for privacy complaints. He can't take me down for misinformation. Is it misinformation or defamation? You can't take me down.
On, Max leaves
We can
to use
try,
the bathroom,
though.
saying he'd rather wait.
I might not even have enough money to to buy Elden Ring, but I will fight this case. Trust
for her
me.
to go off before coming back. Once that fails, they get to have a rather heated discussion where Xylee
$233, man. That's so much money just for yapping bullshit.
reiterates many of the same criticisms we've been over many times before. It's pretty cathartic as Max just sits there helplessly, completely unable to respond.
What are you trying to say, Xylee?
What I'm trying to say is, if they have a case, again, I haven't seen the proof, so I'm saying if, okay? If they have a case, you
Why does she have such a strong... She has such a strong southern accent.
are f***ing it up.
She has like that cowboy speak.
If they have a case, again, I haven't seen the proof, so I'm saying if, okay? If they have a case, you are f***ing it up by these live streams.
I don't think that's true.
No, I think it is, because...
I don't think that's true. Of course you wouldn't think it's true. I don't even got a southern accent. I've heard an actual person in real life, he was in the military, who had a southern accent, and I thought they were fake. I thought people with southern accents were fake until I heard somebody actually speak in one. I'm like, that's an actual thing? Like your accent is like that? Like, yeehaw, like, okay, I guess. It's pretty cool, I guess.
So let me tell you something. You sent your audience to go hunting for this dude and his mother. If something would have happened to them, that would have been on your ass. And then it would have been on their ass for saying the damn name and having these people in the chat hunting his down like he's a fucking deer.
True. Another thing that could have happened is because he sent his audience after Camden, and Camden he ended up harassing like Camden's mother, his family, and Camden himself. Camden could just say, "Oh, I've been harassed," right? Couldn't you just countersue? So this man has been harassing me for the past few years. And there's evidence that this man has sent his audience, he's been weaponizing his audience after me. Wouldn't that just fuck up the case?
They can pull these live streams for court. You do know that, right?
We are not going to court, Xylee.
So what are you doing? Just hunting them down like a deer? Is that what we're doing? So you do plan to go to the police, right?
Of course.
What's the point past that? Because then you're talking court. So then if you go to police and they say, okay, yay, we're going to go get him or whatever, I don't know, live in a dreamland. Whatever.
I can only imagine how overwhelmed the judge would be with this nonsense. Bro, this judge would have to watch all these YouTube videos, bro. This guy... I can just imagine a judge having a playlist filled with all Mama Max YouTube videos and all these accusations and all that shit. And he'd just be like, oh, brother, okay. I have to watch all of this by the end of the week. And then he has to make his decision.
Whatever you want to feel. Are you going to court after that?
I'm unsure about the entire process. I think that's the job of the district attorney, but the survivors would likely appear as witnesses.
What bothers me is your answer right there. You've been doing this for 5 years and you don't know how the process goes?
I've never been to court.
Oh.
5 years?
That makes sense then. There you go, folks. You're a vigilante for views only. Bro, are you serious?
He's toast, he's owned, he's destroyed, he's pwned, he's
game over.
We also get full confirmation that a civil case is no longer being pursued at all. This is because their lawyer plainly told them there would be no point as Camden doesn't have substantial enough assets. Yeah, I know, it took him this long to figure that out. Like, Max is genuinely just retarded. As interesting as these discussions are, there's one detail I've neglected to mention that turns this whole case on its head. In response to his chat calling Spencer living with Max exploitative, they reveal that they've actually known each other since they were kids.
Oh, it's so exploitative that I moved in with a friend. Oh, boo-hoo. What?
Spencer has known my family her whole life. She was in the same kindergarten class as my sister.
Yeah.
I don't think y'all understand, like, the relationship here.
Like, my aunt literally knows his mom.
Yeah, like, we were friends before we were, like, actually on a case.
To clarify that...
Do you understand how crazy that sounds? Oh yeah, this is I'm gonna believe her unequivocally, right? Because we grew up together, we know each other, we're like this. So even if this person did kill that person, I believe that it is innocent, right? Because I've known them like this since I was a kid. Yeah. Totally no bias in this case, right? Totally no bias in this case. This is why this victim is also living with me. This victim is living with me and I'm trying to use Patreon money to get them a house. And to signal boost their YouTube channel so that they can get a career off of this. Right. Right? Because there's totally no bias involved. Yeah.
That means that Spencer, the one at the center of this whole controversy, whom Max had chosen as the representative of all of Camden's victims, whom Max had decided to shelter and support financially, and to whom he gave the responsibility of handling these finances, is actually someone who's been close to Max years and even decades before this case ever came to light. By all accounts, this would make Max completely ineligible to handle a case like this in the first place, which, given how poorly it's gone since then, is perhaps no surprise. The stream would...
Not to mention, in Spencer's whole story, if it's real, at this point, because I don't know. If her story is real, right? She at one point mentioned she was going through abusive situation at her home, and she had to run away from home, and as a result, she ended up running to Camden and all that stuff. If you've known Mama Max since childhood, why don't you just go to him? I don't trust Spencer. She looks like she makes up shit. She definitely does. I feel so too. I feel the same way. I just don't know how much of the story is made up. There's probably some truth to it. I just don't know how much of it is made up though.
But end on a rather sour note, with the last thing Max says on stream being this.
Thank you all for joining the stream and participating in this conversation. We'll see you probably never again.
This would end up being rather prophetic, as the massive 8-hour VOD was promptly deleted. Of all the streams, this one contains the most evidence of Max's clear unprofessionalism, which no one paying any attention could really deny. This is the last piece of content that Max would produce regarding this saga, at least insofar as trying to detail the case. And I do dare say it will stay the last. As for the reasons we're yet to get into, it's unlikely he'll ever actually stay true to his promise of delivering that
She looks like she belongs in an asylum.
Larix tweeted out a series of DMs sent by Max after their debate. It starts off with a legitimate concern. Larix apparently leaked one of the survivors' names by mistake. Max asked for the VOD's removal before threatening to involve his YouTube partner manager. Yes, the same one he got from Pick a Side YouTube. Larix complied but clarified it'd be re-uploaded with her name censored. This led Max to heavily imply he'd have Larix's channel terminated for bullying. If you don't want to get strikes, I must express my concerns regarding the patterns we've observed in your behavior and the nature of the...
Wait, okay. Please no, during your recent live... Hold on, this fan is blowing in my nose. Okay, there we go. Please know that during your recent live stream, you revealed the real name of a survivor who wished to remain anonymous. To protect their privacy, we kindly ask you to promptly remove or edit this portion of your stream. Additionally, we highlight potential danger Camden Gerard Davis views this stream, as it could put the survivor's life at risk. Given your stance on names and doxing, we trust you understand the gravity of the situation and will act accordingly. Yap. You could have literally done that in like two sentences. If this issue isn't addressed promptly, we'll contact our YouTube partner manager and appreciate your immediate attention to this sensitive matter. Do you have a timestamp or something where I did this? I honestly don't know what you're talking about. And who are you accusing me of doxing in my stream?
But clarified it'd be re-uploaded with her name censored. This led Max to heavily...
Yeah, so basically YouTube partner manager is like, whenever you get monetized on YouTube, you're part of the YouTube partnership program, right? So you're considered like, I guess, an employee. But I think the bigger your YouTube channel is, the easier it is to get access. I'm speaking with too many lisps. The easier it is to get access to a YouTube partner manager. And a YouTube partner manager is basically like a guy who works directly for YouTube, who can function as the direct connection between YouTube, right? So you can contact YouTube through that person. Also, when you have a YouTube manager, then they also kind of function as a what is this? They also kind of help you get sponsorships and brand deals and all of that stuff. They are the guys that are working behind closed doors to make sure that a YouTuber can get a sponsorship, they can get brand deals, they can get A, B, and C, and D. And if something happens to their channel, you can contact your YouTube partner manager and they will talk directly to YouTube to see if they can fix the problem. Also, because remember how back in the day, YouTubers would always complain that, oh shit, it's so difficult to communicate with YouTube. Whenever there's a problem, I always have to go to Twitter, right? These guys don't have to go to Twitter. They can go directly to their partner manager, and their manager will go directly to YouTube. And then maybe they'll get the information, oh, YouTube decided to do this to you because A, B, C, and D. They'll list the exact reasons. So it's basically like having a direct line with them. Can you attack them with the UTTP? Wait, what are you talking about? Are you talking about Mama Max or are you talking about the partner managers?
Implying to have Larix's chain.
You have his, okay, let's see. I'm not accusing you of doxing. Their name was present in our Discord group chat. We sent you the timestamp in the link. The person we're talking about is Ishmael, who is labeled as, blurred here, Raid Mama Max. Guy does not do any content anymore. This is at their request. Alright, I saw it. I'll have to download the VOD and re-upload the part with the censored. Why is that? Huh? Is that why you privated your VOD? But yeah, is that all in regards to the stream? Because I don't want to get striked when I re-upload it for anything else, so let me know. Thank you. Oh yeah, Turkey Tom's gonna read that one. What a weird message. Hey man, I was more than willing to comply with you over your privacy complaints, and I told you I would comply. But what is this shit with you vaguely threatening to flag my channel for bullying? I make jokes. I haven't bullied or targeted any survivors of child sex crimes, dude. And what's with the word usage deeply troubling? Give me a break. Talk like a human and not a politician. I've never prompted anybody in my community to bully any survivors of child sex crimes. This is a vague threat right now, and it looks
channel
really
terminated
bad
for bullying. If you don't want to get strikes, I must express my concerns regarding the patterns we've observed in your behavior and the nature of the community you are cultivating. Your channel is at risk of being terminated if these issues persist. Max issued his own statement on Patreon, reiterating the stream was removed for privacy concerns. He announced he would be taking a break until everything was handled legally. Backlash against Max was hitting a fever pitch as viewers and creators alike dropped him. Max started bleeding subscribers right when this fiasco began, and by January, he lost over 11,000 subs. Channels, big and small, came out aggressively, with the criticism only mounting against him. Even Mudahar, who tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, could no longer explain his actions away. Muda distanced himself from Max and reached out to another creator who became essential to this drama moving forward. Nicholas Diorio began covering the story in a two-part livestream. The first took place before the disastrous 8-hour VOD and was much more charitable. The second took place after, with Nick calling the first took place before the disastrous 8-hour VOD and was much more
URR. Oh yeah, that's the name of his like podcast thing, Ultimate Rape Review.
charitable. The second took place after,
yeah, the name
with
is
Nick
weird.
calling his downfall an unforgivable failure. Muda called in to explain his disillusionment while trying to reconcile his own responsibility.
Did I call it before?
Well, he seems to think you did. I don't know for a matter of fact that that's the case. My question is, do you
Yep.
look at what was said in
It's
that
called
video
Ultimate
the
Rape Review.
same way, knowing that Max is not being super truthful here?
I mean, yeah, probably not. And if honestly, if I don't remember exactly calling him that, I feel like I should. But if I did, I definitely owe Magnetar an apology. If I did, I 100% apologize.
This was a massive blow to Max's credibility, given it was his proximity to respected creators that got him this far. It wasn't just Muda's name that he invoked to try and build credibility, but Nexpo as well. In a Reddit comment left by Spencer, she name-dropped both of them. Muda is already in the evidence server, and Nexpo will be joining before the new year. That same day, Max began copyright striking archives of his recent streams. He was furious, demanding Nick in private to platform the survivors. Nick refused because, well, his show was called Review, and it didn't seem appropriate. The two of them, along with Muda, got into a call off-stream on January 11th. This call, which remained private at the time, would destroy Max's career. Muda alluded to this on stream, revealing he'd completely severed ties.
The relationship's already dead, like the bridge is burned. We ended that call on Scream, so that call ended up with yelling between each other. I'll give you one hint from that call. When I asked for legal definitions, he printed out a ChatGPT prompt and gave it to me, and it blew me away because in his words, he said ChatGPT can give competent legal advice. And at that point, I will say, like, I lost my shit on both Spencer and Max, and that was it, you know?
On January 13th, Nick began tweeting publicly about their videos. They were to be released in conjunction with each other and contain portions of the call. In light of this, Max attempted to once again threaten them in private. He claimed that within the next few years...
I'm not reading all... I'm sorry. I love you guys. But the fact that it continues going down, it's going... And I'm sorry, I'm not reading all that. I'm not reading all that, sorry.
The case was going to blow up. He warned about being on the wrong side of history and that he was just looking out for them. He claimed that these survivors wanted an apology from them before promising it would get very ugly for you and your brand. Hey guys, just wanted to remind you I'll be covering the Camden Gerard Davis case myself, so be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications on. Or else. In the meantime, FPS Diesel uploaded a video about...
Did he use a ChatGPT lawyer to write that shit? Probably.
Max with a complete retrospective of his past. The script was written by Matt Pitt, who deserves a shout out actually for letting us reference his scripts and notes in this video, so thank you very much, Matt. Meanwhile, Magnetar opened up about how the accusations ruined his life. His job was flooded with harassment from Max's fans calling him a PDF file. That's without mentioning the numerous posts declaring him to be one publicly using his full name. For unknown reasons, Max quietly relit.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, them allegations that Mama Max threw against Anthony Field, remember, the guy who was dating the girl that Mama Max had feelings for, right? So after he threw out the allegations of, oh, this guy stole my crush, so I'm gonna call him a pedophile, right? After publicly calling him a pedophile, what happened is that his audience started contacting his jobs, multiple of his jobs, and at the time, he had a job as an intern at the White House. At the White House! Imagine! So imagine you're working at the White House, and then because of shit happens, they tell your employers that, oh, you're a pedophile, and then they drop you the White House, as in Washington. Yes! As in Washington, the White House. Yes, he was working for the government, an intern at the actual White House. And because of these spams, he got kicked from that shit.
Listed all of his videos, including...
I'm not gonna, at that point, and the problem is, you can't even use a defamation lawsuit against him. It was, to him, clearly defamation, but you can't take it as a defamation lawsuit for the sole reason as you have to have mens rea, meaning when you take this shit to court for defamation, you have to prove malice intent. And this guy was not able, he's not able to prove that Mama Max was acting in pure malice. Or with, like, oh, he knew the information, disregarded it, and still spread false information. So, yeah. But I'll be pissed, bro. I was working for the government at the White House, Washington, D.C. And because of this bitch-ass nigga and his fans, I'll lose my job? Nah.
Including believe all
That's
users.
crazy.
I guess he didn't really care about his ex's privacy that much, huh? At this point, he couldn't do much beyond simply doing what he had promised people to do. So of course, he did the exact opposite, releasing a video titled, I Place Accountability in My Own Hands on January 16th. Max starts off by telling us about another video he made and chose not to release.
Did they even look into the case? I don't think so, but because of the bad PR. No, it wasn't because of the bad PR. It was just because the employees kept on getting spammed from multiple people. You know, again, bad PR. If you're if let's say you're a manager at like McDonald's, and you get thousands upon like hundreds upon thousands of emails about one of your employees, would it not be better for you to just cut ties with that employee? Did they even look into the case? There was no proof. Couldn't that count as a false report? I guess, yeah. If those emails go directly to the White House...
Due to criticisms from people close to him, he follows that with a mournful lament about how sad he is to see the...
True. I don't know. I don't know if he kept his internship. No, I'm pretty sure they dropped him. They dropped him at some point, yeah.
Situation devolved so much.
Actually, I wonder if he still has that post up. The White House has to approve messages. Yeah. From hundreds of thousands of his why does it keep sending me to fucking JJK? I'm tired of this bullshit. Does he go by Magnetar on YouTube? on Twitter? Shit. Yeah, I don't know what's the name of his actual account. If I could find it, then let's see, people. Actually, let's do it like this. Oh, Leo's streaming. Nice. There you go.
The hallway was dark when...
4K, $4,000 plus raised from 100 plus donors. Thank you. If you're able to, please donate. Help hold Max accountable, legally accountable for his actions. I hope this will set a precedent for false accusations and help those harmed by his actions and stuff like that. Oh, this is pretty. Bookmark. It's a good thing they stopped Mama Max, for sure. Dying at 90? Nah, I'm too strong. Nah, I'd win. Too Mad dead at 23. No. Too Mad died at 20. Bookmarked. Nah, I'd win. Bro predicted his fucking death. Hold on. Let me see. Let me just quickly send something. Anyways. I want to find that one. I remember he had a whole thread about Mama Max. And I just can't find it. Excuse me. Okay. Mama Max claims my 2021 rant stream violates his privacy. Okay. Researching this, I saw so many details, threads, Anthony's life. Max's Patreon was covered with comments like this, and they never deleted or discouraged. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I want to kill Anthony Field. I will not tolerate pedophiles. I'm so sorry. I guess I need to rip his fucking STD skin off and choke him to fucking death with it. Dude, I'm so embarrassed I fell for his fucking grift, and so did Muda. So it's not like I'm a complete idiot. Xylee started crying in the first slig. Oh my god, what the hell? Oh. Weaponized. I was ready to do harm. I'm not gonna do that. I take full responsibility for my actions. I have no problem whatsoever. Even in your... Okay. Damn. Oh, here it is. In light of the new statements from him, I plan to re-engage in legal action against Mama Max. This will unfortunately come at a substantial cost. Today, I'm asking for your help to hold Max accountable, not just for what he did to me, but for the harm that he's caused to others. And then there's the GoFundMe. He got donated by Martin Luther King. I have a dream. So, yeah. Shit's about to get hectic, bruh. Shit is about to get hectic. But good for him. Hold on, Minx. Looks like this lady that I'm gonna send you. Oh yeah, I just saw the message. Shit looks cursed. Isn't this from that one Omegle guy's stream. Don something. I forgot his name. That's cute. Okay. Mama Max praises himself as an advocate for victims of CSA. However, his actions in my case and others demonstrate the disregard for truth and responsible advocacy. It's time to challenge the behavior, hold him accountable. Okay. Some people ask why they're required to leave an email address. I'm not BSing when I say I'll refund everybody's donations if it turns out that I'm not secured enough to fund. Feel free to, or feel confident enough moving forward. Oh, so he's like, oh, I'm gonna pursue legal action against Mama Max. However, if I have a feeling that it's not gonna go through, then I will refund everybody their money. Did this guy drop the entire leak call on Twitter? Holy shit. I know you did on YouTube, so I'm gonna check that one out on YouTube, but goddamn. It is so hot right now. Jeez. CSA, child sex assault. Or something like that. But yeah.
Telling us how his intention from the start had just been to show stories of these people, and that he finds the fact people have been so critical of him very bothersome. Amid that little rant, he also gives us this,
yeah, I'm having the
people do talk to the survivors, they're getting attacked just because they're transgender.
As amusing as this aside is, I think the best way to exemplify just how ridiculous Max has been throughout this whole charade comes slightly later. He talks about the process of how this case got started many years ago. He then explains that when he finally started working with Spencer, his plan was to give as many of the survivors as possible a platform to tell their story. He takes time to lament how that's just not possible because you need evidence to make claims.
Originally, I just wanted to do a podcast where we platform survivors and they tell their story. But you can't just tell your story anymore. Now you need concrete evidence. Now
Never have I heard a dumb statement like that. Never in my life have I heard a dumb statement like that. Oh, I just wanted to make a podcast where people can just tell me their stories. But you can't tell your story anymore because you need evidence. Like, no shit!
you need to go to law enforcement multiple times. Now you need to consult with lawyers. Like, we can't just listen to survivors when they're screaming for help. And that's why I've been taking all these creative, experimental approaches to try to bolster their voice.
I don't think anything in this video quite exemplifies how bad of a job he's done as much as him whining about the fact that you need evidence for people to believe someone's committed a crime. Like, yeah, obviously, dude. That's how it works. After this, Max says he wants to start everything over. He assures us there's still a documentary being made, and after playing clips of some testimonies, he reads out a plain text reiterating who Camden is, what this cult is about, and telling us that they're working closely with law enforcement, including a unit specializing in cults and cult behavior. One look at the like and dislike ratio should give you just a good enough idea of how poor...
A 92% dislike rate. Oh no. That's crazy.
Poorly this video went for Max. His fan base, if he can even claim there still is one, is completely turned on him, with not a single positive comment to be seen anywhere underneath this video. And trust me, I scrolled for quite a while. The next day, on January 17th, Nick uploaded it anywhere underneath this video. And trust me, I scrolled for quite a while.
I'm a mother of a survivor of SA here. Someone like you who meant well without doing so much. Slap at the wrist. I'm being...
The next day, on January 17th, Nick uploaded his highly anticipated video on Mama Max. The video begins with Nick summarizing many of the revelations up until this point. He points out blatant ethical issues and his general mishandling of the case. He also discusses Max's old content, highlighting the absurdity of things like the Casey story. Most important is his re-examination of the Magnetar case. He rightfully points out the lack of evidence and how Max had every reason to slander him. It was necessary, given just how much damage they'd done to his life. Max even reaffirms part of Haley's story is true, like sending self videos because he was obsessed with her.
There was evidence in the other one too, right? You did go on her Facebook and post the self stuff. You did like.
Max texted Anthony early one morning. Okay, hold on. Rewipe my brain so I can read properly instead of reading like schizophrenic. You know? Okay, Max texted Anthony early one morning. It was like, but like. Okay, so it's not me. It's the text. Okay. It was like, but like. After 2 weeks before 5, like between 2 and 5, with the link to the video and the message that said thanks Anthony, and the video Max was cutting his wrists. The video was posted on Anthony's Twitter page, and he tagged several of my friends, reached out to me to ask what was going on. Anthony called emergency services to do a wellness check. We didn't hear from Max again until the summer, where he wrote me like a 7 or 8 page letter saying how much he regretted joining the military. Okay.
All those social media messages and stuff like that, that was you, right? Be it not the most important part of the story, clearly, but like, it's not like they just lied about you.
Oh yes, that was real.
This serves as the foundation for the aforementioned call, which contains quite a few bombshells. The first is a startling admission that his videos are mostly fake.
The IMVU thing, I wasn't, like it's a film, like I am presenting it as if it were to be real, but I didn't think people would take it as that. Like,
But wait, you want piles. You don't think that people are going to think your videos are real?
That's the thing. So I want everyone, when you watch my video, to assume everything is fake, except like when I show up those face and what they're doing, because obviously that's all. And that's why we include like Mega Drive links to show like this is the full evidence. This is all real. Everything else.
Why not put that as a disclaimer in every video? Actually, no. I know why. He wouldn't get views, right? Because then people would immediately be like, "Oh, how dare you? You're making light of children, victims of child sex assault crimes and stuff like that, right? You're making fake videos about children being hurt, children being harmed in order to get money on your Patreon." So that's why he didn't do it.
Else should be considered fake.
Greedy
Whether it's
little
real or not.
bitch.
If I'm sending viruses to whether that's fake or real, that's on purpose, because I don't want people to know if I'm actually sending viruses to us, because that's implicating myself.
The next staggering revelation is that Max had never gotten anyone arrested. That's despite claiming otherwise for years prior. Nick confronts him on this, even having a clip of such on hand.
What is the most substantial outcome of a predator hunt that you've done? What is the final nail in the coffin? Like, if you had to go tell somebody, oh, what do you do? What does Max Stryker do? What's your proudest moment?
Honestly, the hunting pedos isn't my proudest aspect. The thing I'm proud of is inspiring those who are CSA survivors to fight back. That is my goal.
Have you ever gotten someone arrested?
If I have, then I don't know it.
You went on my podcast to tell me that you got someone arrested and it was because of your video, just to be clear. Would you like to
I've been
answer
told,
that question?
I've been emailed stuff like, hey, you got this guy arrested, congratulations.
You went on and you said, this guy was arrested, it was because of me, it was because of my video. And you told me that 2 years ago.
It's kind of egotistical of me to say. That was my...
It's kind of egotistical for me to say that my video got this pedophile arrested. Mind you, they're about to show you a clip where he actually said that, oh, it was because of my video.
Video that did it. I don't know that for sure.
So you lied.
So that was what I was told through Instagram posts when I was in contact with his friends.
You didn't remember that until I showed you the clip? You didn't remember that, like, this is your biggest crown achievement, that you got pedophile arrested?
I didn't remember the details, no. I just remember he fled to Mexico. All the police custody, that was only I was told. I couldn't verify any of that.
So you just got on stream and told everybody it was me, I did it, Mama Max, #1.
Yeah, that's not cool. You can let people know I think that.
So you've never actually gotten a pedophile arrested?
Not to my knowledge.
So in the 5 years of him functioning as a predator hunter, he's never actually caught a predator. The worst vigilante I've ever seen in my life.
Your content is just making fun of pedophiles online.
I suppose, like I said, my biggest goal is to inspire survivors to fight back. If I can do that, then I feel like I've done an adequate job.
Max's behavior in this call sheds a lot of insight to his character. For example, refusing to accept responsibility for muddying the case, even though he took this role on himself.
Yeah, why are you putting it all on me?
Because it's your case! One bringing it. Why are you?
Absolutely, I am the first one.
You are the only one! You haven't convinced anyone to come on board yet!
You haven't convinced exactly.
That's because you haven't been listening to.
That's because you haven't been giving anybody anything to work with!
The next is Max using these survivors as human shields, a tactic he'd used before but was now doing in real time.
Well, I'm asking why you did not directly contact me, but contact us only in public streams.
Let's see, I contacted you November 20.
It's because he's been fucking around with that one case this entire time. He can't even find the invisible werewolf god dude. Apparently they found him, but they can't do anything to him legally. So yeah, that is, yeah. And then he ends up saying, oh, why can't you guys, was like, why am I the only one fighting this pedophile? It's like, yeah, it's because it's your case. It's like, well, it's not supposed to be just my case. Like, you guys are supposed to be with me. And they said, no, we can't be with you because we have no evidence. We have no evidence to be on your side.
Contact us only in public streams.
Let's see, I contacted you.
And now we're about to get, listen very carefully. Listen to how he's about to use this victim as a human shield. Just keep note of it.
Contact me, but contact us only in public streams.
Let's see, I contacted you November 27th. Actually, I've seen your latest video. I've caught up with this whole situation. I have texted you.
What it felt like seeing him on streams.
You went on with Tommy and Lyrics and are sitting there talking to them when you literally haven't spoken to the other survivors.
Hold on, can you put Max on for a second?
I'm right here.
That was snaky as fuck, dude. Oh, I'm coming after you, Moodahar. Stand back, Spencer. Can you tell him what you felt?
Finally, claiming an allegation.
Like, imagine that. He's getting pressured in order to provide evidence so that he can convince people to help him. But while he's getting pressured, he's like, yo, victim, can you please tell these guys how they made you feel? Right? Can you just, please, you know? Instead of attacking the problem head on, he decides, human shield, go! Because you can't attack the human shield. You can't attack the victim. So, yeah. Wow.
In and of itself was enough to levy life-ruining accusations.
I addressed him as a cult leader and sexual predator because that's how he has been described by the survivors. And even testimonials themselves serve as evidence in a court of law. So to me,
not only, like, you will never get somebody arrested based on witness testimony alone. Even if 1 million people see the crime take place, if there's no evidence beyond eyewitness testimony, you're not doing shit. Eyewitness testimony is supposed to help, but it's not supposed to function as a what is these things called? A foundation of an allegation.
me, that is all of the evidence.
1 million people could see me get shot in the head live. If we don't know who did it, there's no evidence. There's no evidence except for eyewitness testimony, because you could just very well convince 1 million people to lie about a certain situation. It doesn't do shit.
I need to say this man is a sexual predator and cult leader.
You see the fallacy in that? Like, imagine if I said, Max, you're a rapist, and Nick was to say, oh, well, that's a statement of fact, because Muda made this statement, and that...
You don't have to say Muda made the statement, say 5 girls said it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the allegations where 5 girls came out against Mama Max to say that he was an abuser, predator, and all that stuff. We won't know because we can't see your what's on your background. Oh yeah, because of a green screen, yeah. That too.
That's what happened.
Well,
5 girls said it.
Yes, after they were in a group chat together for 3 months, after changing their allegations.
Wait, I'm sorry. What group chat are you in? The evidence server with all of the girls?
The video ends with a parody of Max's call to actions, starring many of Max's critics, as well as Keemstar, Shoe Nice, me, and the Foodie Beauty for some reason. Nick's video was followed by Muda's later that day, which contained even more excerpts of the call. It was here that we learned Max didn't even vet all of the evidence against Camden Gerard Davis.
I guess the challenge for me with showing the evidence is I personally have not been walked through the evidence besides Spencer.
Remember when Max used ChatGPT on stream to try and figure out the statute of limitations? Well, here we get a pretty blunt confirmation that Max doesn't just use it for some quick info, he actively uses it for legal advice.
Oh, not ChatGPT, bro.
Okay, so...
Mama Max, you. So this is Mama Max. Can testimonies, if there are enough... Can testimonies, if there are enough multiple people, count as evidence in court? ChatGPT, yes. Testimonies from multiple people can count as evidence in court. In legal proceedings, testimonies are considered a vital form of evidence. When multiple witnesses provide consistent testimonies, it strengthens the case, right? As it demonstrates corroboration amongst different sources. However, hold on. However, the weight... Hold on. There we go. However, the weight given to these testimonies can vary based on factors of like credibility of the witness, consistency of their accounts, relevance of their testimonies. Judges and juries evaluate the reliability and significance of these testimonies in context of the overall evidence presented. Oh, in context of the overall evidence presented. So even the end of the thing, of the ChatGPT prompt, tells you that you still need other evidence presented, not just witness testimonies.
So, look at what I just sent you.
Yeah, you sent me a ChatGPT prompt, not a fucking legal definition.
We can argue legal semantics all we
No,
want.
we're not arguing semantics. We have to look at exact definition, Max.
ChatGPT understands the legal system.
It goes without saying that these videos added even more fuel to the fire.
Bro just ignored that? Yeah, because he just typed it. Do you know what he did? Do you know what I can guarantee what he did? He typed, can testimonies, if there are enough multiple people, count as evidence in court? ChatGPT, yes. He saw, yes. Do you know what he saw? This is what he saw. Yes, testimonies from multiple people can count as evidence in court. Screenshot sent. That's all he did. I guarantee 1,000. I would guarantee my life savings. That's all he did.
Legal semantics.
No, we're not arguing semantics. We have to look at exact definition, Max.
ChatGPT understands the legal system.
It goes without saying that these videos added even more fuel to the fire. They showed Max's gross mishandling of the case to a much wider audience than it had reached prior. Muda's video amassed nearly 1.7 million views, causing Max to lose 10,000 subs in a single day. Max wasn't going to take this lying down, as within 24 hours he tried to talk the survivors into taking legal action against Mudahar. Muda lives in Canada, which means he was suggesting they waste resources on an international lawsuit, when, keep in mind, Camden Gerard Davis is still out there, not in jail. Spencer was all on board, with the two expressing curious motives.
Mind you, let's read what Mama Max told. He tried to encourage the survivors to take legal action against Mudahar. This is what he tried to. This is a paragraph of what he used to try to convince the victims. At everyone, Spencer and I are considering a class action lawsuit against Mudahar for breaching our non-disclosure agreement, which wouldn't even fly in court, inciting harassment on live streams, and defamation, and causing emotional distress. To who? To who? He's extremely rich, so the lawsuit is seeking $1 million in damages to be distributed between all of you. Do you know how easy that right there? He's extremely rich, so the lawsuit is seeking $1 million in damages. Do you realize how fucking retarded that how retarded that was to say? Because based on that alone, a lawyer can just look at, oh, so this is why he's doing it, right? Because this guy has money, huh? It's not because of any of the things listed. It's because he's got money. Okay, fine. And then they just throw away the case. Like, it's that easy. So dumb. All you would have to do is testify against him, particularly regarding his actions, not speaking to any of you about the evidence and the impact of his behavior on you. Spencer has agreed to be the lead plaintiff. Again, Spencer's involved in she's the spearhead. Involved in the case again. And I will do all of the hard work. Please let us know if you're interested. This could have a huge impact on the case against Camden. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Motives. Spencer and I are considering a class action lawsuit against Mudahar for breaching our non-disclosure agreement, inciting harassment on live streams, defamation, and causing emotional distress. He's extremely rich, so the lawsuit seeks $1 million in damages to be distributed between all of you. All you would have to do is testify against him, particularly regarding his actions, like not speaking to any of you about the evidence and the impact his behavior has had on you. Spencer has agreed to be the lead plaintiff, and I'll do all the hard work. Please let us know if you are interested. This could have a huge impact on the case against Camden. The first response in this leaked screenshot says it all. Dude, no. Can this stop? Eli, one of the survivors, reacted to Nick's video on livestream. Eli agreed with his points while giving insight to what things were like behind the scenes. Eli admitted that evidence so far wouldn't hold up in court. She also felt it was unprofessional for Max to move Spencer into his house. She had no idea what Max meant when he says he's controlling.
Imagine a victim. One of the victims tells you it was a bad idea to move one of the victims into your home. Dumbass.
Actually obligated to see the case through.
Wait. Eli says that her and Ishmael are not briefed on what the streams would be like or what would happen during them. Eli says that it's valid to criticize Max for using ChatGPT to write his scripts for his recent videos. Eli agrees that the evidence in the server is not concrete enough to hold up in court. Eli thinks that it's unprofessional for Max to move Spencer into his home. Eli does not know what Max means when he says contractually obligated to see this case through. So not even the victims know what it means when you say I'm contractually obligated to see this through. Not even the people that you're contractually obligated to know what you mean by that. Eli does not understand why Spencer is in charge of the money and not Max. I'm going to hurt my brain, bruh. I'm gonna get hurt.
There was no unanimity in their opinions, as Max had claimed. In fact,
Eli does not understand why Max had reached out to reaction channels and influencers instead of actual predator hunting channels that could be useful.
In fact, at one point, a survivor asked Max to stop streaming, as the lawyer said to wait.
Eli says the live streams were not what she expected and that she had no idea what she was getting into. She expected to tell her story, answer a few questions, and leave. Could this bullshit be staged? If it is, Mama Max lost his job. Because after all this drama broke down, Mama Max put on his Patreon, oh, because in light of recent activities, I have to now go seek local employment. So he needs to actually go find a job, like an actual job.
Now, at the end of it all, she felt directionless, stating Max made the victims look like a joke.
Eli says that one of the survivors told Max to wait and not do the streams because the lawyer said to wait.
That same day, Max uploaded a teaser for yet another video, Silence All Survivors. Now, I forgot to mention this, but his preemptive response was accompanied by a GoFundMe on behalf of Spencer. It failed to solicit...
Oh my goodness, asking for $100,000. Good lord. And he was the only person who donated.
Any donations other than a single contribution by Max himself for 10 grand. Now, I don't really get what the point of his donation was. He could have just walked over to the next room and given it to her himself, but the campaign was flagged down, which is where this new video starts. The video is without substance, though there is a crazy shot where he shows this meme of Nick kneeling on his neck, which is it's superimposed over a very infamous image of a
dude is wasting his money. We been knew this. Now he has to go seek local employment, go get a job. Imagine being Mama Max. After this, having to go seek employment, and then they have to do is that a dead body? No, it's not. Don't worry. Imagine being Mama Max, having to go seek employment, and then your job decides to do a background check, and they search up Max Striker. The Mama Max YouTube channel pops up. Every video discussing Mama Max just folds down, and you're like, oh God, this is the man that I am hiring. Or even that one allegation of him cutting himself and all that stuff because he was planning to kill his crush's boyfriend, and the kidnapping and the stalking and all that, and like, this is the man that's trying to get employed over here. Max got hired at a strip club. I mean, yeah, sure, he's decently attractive, probably. Also, staff for 2Mad confirmed that the drug I pinned you, okay, hold on. Yeah, because I have my Discord in Do Not Disturb mode, so I didn't hear the ping. After we got raided the last time, I just put it in Do Not Disturb whenever I'm... Which is dumb, because I should have it active so I can hear when somebody is doing, that type of bullshit. Let's see. Staff on 2Mad server, so yeah. I think even the autopsy would probably reveal fentanyl in his blood. Okay, Viper album. So, a video surfaced of 2Mad tweaking, making some type of random shit. The video was not, a few minutes before he died from overdose. It was in early January. Okay. I recorded it thinking that he was high on weed. I think he had taken some drugs. Other staff members have informed me on what the fuck he was on. He confirmed it himself by telling he was taking hard drugs instead of weed. Sorry for laughing in the leak clip. At the time, I had zero clue that he was on fentanyl. Thought he was on weed. Also respect him big time. 2Mad was not a good person, but you can see there's limits to jokes. Okay, yada. If you came here to shit on 2Mad, he is dead. Let the man rest and fuck off from the server. It'll stay closed until the trolls leave. Okay, fair. Alright. Good thing that we know. So, they thought he was high on weed, but it was actually fentanyl. Which, good to know.
Fortunate altercation involving an African-American male and a member of our Shining Boys in Blue. I don't even know what this is. I can't fathom why this is here. For all intents and purposes, his investigation was dead in the water. Still, this wasn't quite the end of his incompetence. With his credibility completely destroyed, his closest allies left one by one. That included his editor Slug, who began leaking a ton of material. This includes an uncut version of his critical call-out, which showed him threatening to cancel Charlie.
But I am being the nicest I could be. I could literally cancel you, Charlie. I could literally cancel you, and I choose not to. It's true, though. It's the truth. I'm the friggin' pedo hunter.
The supposed NDA leaked, which amounted to a Discord message with no legal standing in court. But this paled in comparison to what happened next. If you'll recall, Max had called the victims of Camden to step forward. It turns out there was little to no verification for this, as some random guy was able to easily infiltrate the evidence server. I mean, that alone should say it all. The fact it was so easy for someone to join, jeopardizing the safety of the people he was supposed to protect, is unforgivable. But the user started leaking as much evidence as he could to the public. I'm not going to discuss their contents at length, as I'm saving that for my follow-up video where I try to figure out if there actually was a cult at all that Camden was running. But there are a few leaks worth talking about unrelated to the actual case. First, we learned just how irresponsible both Max and Spencer are in letting this very, very obvious infiltrator in without any sort of background check. The leaker refuses to provide any identifying information, so Max just has him sign the NDA. Next, we get to see some of the reactions to his recent drama. The biggest revelation is that several of the survivors staged an intervention behind the scenes. They regret going public in the first place instead of taking the evidence to the police. Now, with all of the survivor safety put at risk, Max deleted all of his content related to Camden, save for a few shorts. But it was too little too late, with his malignant narcissism leaving a permanent stain on the public's view of the case.
Alright, not that. Heading out, brother. Alright, take care. Not to mention that, it's also like, he fucked up simply because everybody just has re-uploads. He can try to take them down, but them re-uploads will just keep coming back up.
This is where that particular saga ends for now, but it certainly doesn't mark the end of Mama Max's story. You see, Max's true colors were felt a lot more by those who considered him a longtime friend. It wasn't just a betrayal, but a full disillusionment, which Muda expressed in a subsequent update.
This is a former friend of mine, and honestly, this is probably one of the most painful things for me to read, because this is somebody that I sat down, had a drink with, had a talk to, gave a heart-to-heart to, and now, within 24 hours, I basically realized that this person wants to effectively sue me for a large chunk of money, okay? An obscene amount of money. Why? Because to me, all this appears is all I ever was to this man was an extremely rich friend who had enough social media clout for him to piggyback his stupid case off of. This, to me, is quite possibly one of the worst, like, internet betrayals I ever had. And if anything, it's the one thing that has pushed me severely away from everybody on YouTube in the last week or two. I really feel like I have no friends on this platform. And I know that's dramatic of me to say, but reading this kind of stuff is just incredibly painful.
This sentiment was echoed by Nexpo, who shared a statement disavowing Max on Twitter. The situation with him has admittedly been an absolute mess, and I've tried to give him advice on how to navigate through it properly, yet has gone ignored at every turn. I've since cut ties with Max completely. Someone who I thought I knew and once considered a friend, unfortunately, isn't who I thought he was at all, and it's fucking heartbreaking, but it is what it is. I cannot stand by someone who acts the way he does, with handling such a delicate situation without any sense of tact. I'm quite frankly embarrassed I ever stood up for him in the past, and while I can't take that part back, I can at least move forward without any further support. To any of you affected by my friendship with and support of Max in the past, I sincerely apologize. I typically am better than this at vetting who I associate with. However, after this storm, I feel like I've never really known Max at all. It was only the beginning, as Nexpo also began speaking with many of Max's critics directly. It became increasingly clear that his friends weren't very familiar with his actual content. They relied on the image he projected and trusted him because he was their friend.
I don't know anything about Kids Chat. That
did he mention IMVU?
The what?
IMVU.
That I did not ask him about that because I didn't really catch it until all this shit came out.
Remember My Law?
Yes, I think so.
Did he say it was fake?
He hasn't mentioned anything about my Law because I haven't asked him about anything about that. Puppy Stomp? No, I actually haven't even really watched that video all the way through.
And then lastly, the Wayne. This is what happened to the child predator on TikTok.
So Wayne, okay, so I have seen that one because he sat me down and made me watch it. I don't know anything about Wayne. I believed him on that one.
There is, at least from my understanding, I personally do believe that he's more malicious than he initially was when I was looking into this.
What no one realized is just how much Max took advantage of that behind the scenes. As his ex-friend started to question their years of supposed friendship, they started to realize how deep the manipulation went. This led them to scrutinize a previous situation that at this point was completely unknown to the public. It once again concerned baseless, life-ruining allegations, but this time, it wasn't against a random guy. It was against another creator and a mutual friend. They began speaking with Nick Diorio behind the scenes, who came forward with the story on February 3rd, 2024. This was the final nail in the coffin, revealing to the public for the first time what happened to Night Docs. Night Docs, also known as Jim, was once a long-form documentary channel. He was part of horror YouTube, even appearing throughout this video to defend Max, but his upload slowed in the recent years, with his last made...
Let's see, if you want to be a vigilante, do what those guys did to EDP. They're incompetent, but they did damage. Oh, yeah, for sure,
Nearly 2 years ago. This, as it turns out, was the direct result of drama behind the scenes. The story goes that a few years ago, Jim and Max began living together. Max was looking to move, so Jim let him stay in his guest bedroom rent-free.
I opened my home to this guy. I let him live not paying a dime in rent. He didn't do any chores. He didn't pay any rent. He really didn't do anything. So, like, if he's complaining about how one time he fed my kids breakfast or whatever, he owed my kids breakfast, lunch, and dinner every time I had him. And he never once offered to compensate me or do anything in return.
In spite of that, there weren't really any issues during his stay, but once Max left, he began spreading rumors about Jim to their mutual friends.
So he was a leech. Alright.
In particular, Max claimed that Jim creeped on women, didn't feed his daughters, and assisted a minor.
His allegations against me range from I'm a neglectful parent to I am a creep, that I'm a pedophile. Essentially, the one that I was most bothered by, really, was when he was calling me a pedophile. He wasn't saying it publicly. None of the allegations he had against me were said publicly. He was doing it all behind the scenes with the people that I was closest to.
Now, Jim wasn't aware of this for quite some time. The rumors were spread in private instead, behind his back, and only to his closest friends and peers. That included Nexpo, who was told it's only a matter of time until he's canceled. This particular comment was part of a long rant insisting Jim must be cut off. Even though Max didn't have evidence, he was able to bolster this narrative with various stories. They took it at face value because of his unearned credibility. Max was ultimately successful, with Jim's former friends turning on him one by one. Now, there's a key issue with all of this, which is that these conversations happened in person. There isn't much in the way of actual evidence, but Nick was able to obtain an on-the-record...
His literal friend housed him like a British soldier? What does that mean?
Statement from Nexpo recounting his side of events.
Regarding Jim, there were two specific stories that Max really harped on when it came to Night Dogs, at least whenever we had our little, I guess, falling out. So Max was convinced that Jim was this pedophile creep. And
he lived in rent-free? Oh, okay.
Firstly, a story about an inappropriate conversation that he claimed Jim had with a minor. As it turned out, this person was not a minor at all. They had told Jim their age at one point, which I believe was like 25. That's that whole story that Max always like referred to back whenever he would call Jim a predator. There was another story that
wait. Mama Max called a man a pedophile for talking to a 25-year-old. Are 25-year-olds kids? Shit, I'm a kid now. I ain't gotta pay taxes. Fuck it. If the IRS comes to me, no, fuck off. I'm a kid. I'm a 25. I'm 22, but I'm still a kid. Fuck off.
Led to more of Max believing Jim to be, I guess, a creep, and it involved one trip to a restaurant that he and Jim had way back when Max was living with Jim. Apparently Jim was, making moves on the waitress and, continuously hitting on her, and he just wouldn't stop, and it made this, I guess, situation, or this dinner that they were at, very tense and awkward. Basically, every single time that I was with Max during the time when we had our, I guess, falling out, I guess you could call it, Max would perpetuate this narrative that Jim was this pedophile creep, and he would always refer back to these two stories, and I guess I just never really vetted them because Max kind of planted this idea in my head that, oh my god, we're associated with Jim, we have to cut Jim, we cannot be associated with someone like this, he's a pedophile, he's a creep, he's all of these things, and we can't associate with this guy. In hindsight, it's silly to just listen to this, especially with this track record of just throwing out allegations without any evidence. But yeah, that was the I guess narrative that Max was running with. I guess I didn't realize that he could have been embellishing some details. Jim, I know you're watching this. To you, man, I want to say that I'm sorry. I know I've been talking to you privately behind the scenes about all this, but again, I'd like to go on the record here and just say that I'm sorry, man. I should have handled this better, and I should not have listened to what Max was saying.
The second on-the-record recount comes from Mudahar, who learned of the accusations indirectly. He would actually end up confronting Jim, which he recounts within his statement.
In regards to Jim or Night Dogs, there were two allegations, one of them which had come from Max, allegedly, in amongst a friend group, about him not being necessarily the best dad. There were two key things. One of them was him being asleep most days, and then the other was that Max would have to step in and feed his children cereal or whatever else was in the house. This is something that I heard, again, not from Max, but through our internal friend group. And while this one definitely raised some questions about, okay, gotta be attentive if you're the dad, it wasn't necessarily the most serious thing. However, what was more serious was the allegation where he had allegedly started unzipping himself in front of a minor, exposing himself over a Discord video call. Now, I actually confronted Jim about this one specifically because I wasn't exactly, I needed to know the bottom of this truth, or I need to understand or at least get his side, because obviously I met the person in reality. Me and my wife confronted him, and in this situation, Jim obviously categorically denied that he had done anything, but I didn't have any evidence for or against Jim, and in spite of all that, I still decided to, hold back my connection, not talk as much anymore. We weren't necessarily the most talkative people anyways, but this absolutely sealed the deal, and that's just because I don't really like to interact with somebody that even has that kind of an ick on them or that stain, because again, I don't know what's true or what isn't. In this situation, I just decided to dial back the friendship that I had. Obviously, considering everything now, I'm more inclined to believe Jim at his word, given the other party, but yeah, those were the two big allegations. Well, at least one of them were the most serious allegations, that being of the minor and him exposing himself over Discord. The other one about him being a father coming into question, I don't think I ever really questioned that. I think, obviously, when it comes to him and his interaction with kids, again, in comparison to him interacting in a weird way with potentially a minor or any woman on the internet, was something that raised more red flags.
After all this, Nick emphasizes how important it is that Max never made these accusations public. This is a predator hunter
I'm
who
surprised
rarely
he
lived
didn't
with a
claim his
predator
wife was a
rent-free for
minor.
months. Keep in mind, Jim has two children of his own that Max was accusing him of neglecting. If Max believed Jim was so dangerous, why did he never involve anyone who could help Jim's children? If Jim was guilty, he protected him throughout the years of silence.
True, right? If this guy was really a neglectful father, why not tell the wife? Why not call CPS? Why only tell your friends? Maybe because it wasn't true? Who knows? I guess we'll never know.
While claiming to protect the kids. The only people Max made aware of this were their peers, which implies some kind of business motive. Nick rightfully points out there's no way Max could have made this palatable to the general public. His actions...
Muda's wife is a doctor, right? Yeah, I think she's a nurse. I'm not sure. She has a public Twitter account, but I just don't know what it's called. I forgot what it was called.
Do not seem to reflect an actual belief that Jim was guilty. And if you didn't believe Jim was guilty, then it was just another example of weaponizing allegations, this time against a business competitor.
I just lost all of my self-esteem. I just felt like I was like irredeemable. There was something wrong with me that nobody would ever want to be around me. And I had no idea what it was that I did, but I was like, I'm obviously just a piece of shit. I completely fell off. I genuinely ended up hospitalized. I came within hours of doing something very permanent and very stupid. It was the last straw, and essentially on top of a period of about 3 or 4 years of one traumatic incident after another.
But thankfully,
so Mama Max's allegations almost made a man kill himself. I hope you're happy with yourself, Max.
If there's any good to come out of Max's mishandling of these various cases, it's that the people he misused his position against finally get to have their say. It should be clear by now that Max is not just incompetent, which is what I thought he was at the start of this video. He's malicious, weaponizing his image as the predator hunter to insulate himself from criticism. It's almost unbelievable how shameless it truly was, using predator hunting as a medium for filmmaking. For years, he fabricated entire storylines, while his audience, who were often survivors, believed him and even became patrons. When that wasn't enough, he'd manipulate them to further his own interests with call to action after call to action after call to action. Not only did he use the subject matter as a shield, but he also used his reputation to substantiate the unsubstantiated. His position always changes to whatever is most convenient. It'd be easy to say he had a fall from grace, but truthfully, Max was always this way. There was never a point where he was fit for this role. It was always only a matter of time before he was shown to be a fraud. Unfortunately, it only came after he ruined not only his own credibility, but also the accusers of Camden Gerard Davis. While it's unlikely we'll ever know the full story of the alleged vampire werewolf cult, there does appear to be something there. It can't be understated how much damage Max did, from all the CSA victims he gave a false sense of hope, to all of the people he baselessly accused. It's been a long and exhausting journey up until this point, and yet with all of this, there's still more to discuss. I'll be discussing that in the second part of this video, which is dedicated to the accusations against Camden Gerard Davis, and it will be released in a week or two from when I'm dropping this one. But until then, I've been Turkey Tom, thanks for watching, and until next time, leave me alone.
Oh my god, Max is he's just a malicious person in nature. Like, look at this. Oh. This is the one that he did when he did the hashtag answer us YouTube. This video is extremely long as fuck, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it was like 2 hours long. We had to watch it over the course of two live streams.
I was 15 years old when I got sexually exploited.
Why is that how your video starts, bruh? Okay. not even 10 seconds in, and that's the first thing we hear.
By a guy I met on a kids game.
I was 3 years old when my dad's best friend raped me.
I was 3 years old when my older cousin molested me.
Wait, if you're 3, do you always remember these? Like, I remember there was an instance of, like, there are some studies where a child will experience some form of, like, sexual abuse or something like that, but they won't remember unless they're told. I forgot, there was a whole story about this, of like this one girl who had aged her entire life until she was told at 21 that she was raped when she was like 3 years old, and she just never knew. Oh.
By my father.
I kind of remember shit from when I was 3. I remember my birthday, that's it. I don't even remember the day I gained consciousness for the first time, where I was just like, I'm alive.
I was 4 years old when I was sexually abused.
I was 6 years old when my friend sexually assaulted me.
I was 10 years old when 3 15-year-old boys decided to molest me behind a bush. I have vowed to protect these people, and you silence us. 3 months ago, my fans and I discovered one of the most massive pedo rings on the surface web. Mobile apps that have been around for years, calling themselves Tinder alternatives for children. And what we saw was the most vile and repulsive shit no human should ever have the displeasure of seeing. Old men bullying teenage girls into masturbating with them. I took it upon myself to hunt them down and publish their identities for the world to witness, so that the people who know them personally will keep their children away. We were this
One thing you can say about him is that even though he's cringy, he's creative. I mean, I don't think I'd ever go through all this effort just to make like a video, you know? Like, I love you guys. Okay, actually no, there are a few videos I have in mind that I'll probably put this level of production in. Not like this, but like high level of production. Like on average, nah guys, come on.
Fucking close to seeing justice until you.
The guy with the long hair and glasses was so familiar to me, and now I know why. I had the same fucked up experience with him when I was 14. I went to the cops and they said they couldn't do anything about it because I was a child, so I had to wait until I'm 18. I'm 18, I put another report on him. They told me I should have told him earlier. Called the same police station and nothing was done. Really weird that you found him. Honestly, just looking at him makes my stomach turn in traumatization. Thank you, mama. I feel a bit more at peace that somebody else found this sick fucking actually reported him as well as okay.
Single-handedly ripped it out of our grasp.
Hey.
You. Our children are exploited, molested, and raped every day. And you choose to side with their abuse.
Yeah, might as well just turn off monetization. The way this guy speaks, I'm not getting monetized for this shit. Yep, let me turn your bitch off. Like, come on, fuck it.
I'm here trying to protect sexual abuse victims, educate unaware parents, and imprison predators with my content. And
trying to imprison predators with my content.
Right as I was finally starting to see CSA survivors speak up, right as the glimmer of hope birthed in their eyes, you swiftly extinguished it. The nauseating incompetence and ignorance it had to take, I can't even fathom. They can't keep getting away with this. And you purposefully let them. It must take a lot of courage to defend the worst and most evil people that mankind has ever hatched. I wish I could say I
There's no attempt to either you imprison them or you don't.
By thinking backwards. That takes a stupid amount of anti-galaxy brain to muster. So now that you consider pedophilia as a recognized sexual preference, I guess we can expect pedosexual celebration month from YouTube sometime soon. If only you could see the things I have. Where the fuck were you? Sipping on your venti frappuccino at YouTube HQ when I was in the trenches with them.
I was in the trenches with them. Get over yourself. Holy shit.
I worked 3 long, hard, traumatizing months on this project, dragging my face through the dirt, seeing some of the worst things that could ever appear on this earth, trying to fix the injustice that has been wrought on the internet, just for you to obliterate it completely. Is this what we get for publishing on your platform? You treat criminals better than you treat your own creators. My fellow hunters say the same. This is not the first time you protected pedophiles, punished us, and ignored the cries of children. Even though our content falls perfectly within your senseless little guidelines, as you have shown by allowing the supergiant television conglomerates with tons of money, influence, power, and money to pedo hunt.
You already said money. You said money twice, Max.
Your senseless little guidelines, as you have shown by allowing the supergiant television conglomerates with tons of money, influence, power, and money to pedo hunt. Oh, but we don't get to do what they have literally been doing on this website.
Did you not proofread that script? Nope, I guess not.
For years. Only them. That's funny. What's also funny is that you removed my video when you have real cyberbullying somehow still up and running on your putrid site that you should actually be cleaning the...
Didn't he say he only did this not because he cares about the victims, but for himself? Yep. He did say that. Oh, I don't do this because I don't do this for the victims. I do this because I like hurting people.
Fuck.
Well, karma is a bitch, ain't it? Karma is a beautiful woman to those who are deserving.
Up instead. But they don't matter though, because they're not hurting the precious feelings of fully grown adults who want to put their genitals inside of kids. Right, YouTube? And the best part is
Bro got a real job now?
If
he got employed. If somehow he was able to go through the background checks, hey.
Video. Google, your owner, took down the pedophile app from the Play Store after years of being available, almost as if My video was factually accurate and carried merit. I am beyond grateful, if nothing else. So, if you are not just a hypocritical, self-righteous, deceitful, two-faced, backstabbing corporation, then reinstate my video. No more automated.
What did he say?
We're not just a hypocritical, self-righteous, deceitful, two-faced, backstabbing corporation.
Whose back did they stab? Yours? Whose back did they stab? Okay.
Then reinstate my video.
Imagine, I don't know. Look, I will make, personally, I can make demands out of Bandai Namco. One, I know they're not going to be met. And two, I know I'm not employed by them. So I can say whatever I want about these big corporations. When YouTube is your employer, though, you literally live, well, actually, no. Because you use it through Patreon. But you broadcast yourself on YouTube. So I will say, they are behind your money. Because without them, you wouldn't have the eyes to then promote your Patreon. The nerve to go to the people that help you live without waking up 9 to 5 and you make demands out of them. It's crazy.
No more automated emails.
You're not a consumer. You're a producer. You're what? You're an employee. Don't act out of pocket. Act in line.
Fucking being. I'm a creator on your goddamn platform, and I demand atonement.
You just said it. I'm a creator on your platform. Emphasis on your platform. And I demand atonement. Bitch ass nigga. Shut the fuck up, bruh.
I am more than happy to accept that this was another silly mistake by Team YouTube. I have already tried reaching out to you on my own, and you ignored me. So you brought this upon yourself. And you...
Okay, at Team YouTube, this is the last time I'll ask nicely. The balls. The balls on this man. The actual nutsacks on this man. Excuse me, senpai. Can you please reinstate my video? It was mistakenly removed and my appeal was announced, but I did nothing wrong, I swear. Just 100 pedos, that's all. I know you can make this right. But even if I was YouTube, bro, even if you are hunting pedos for this bullshit ass message, I'm denying your appeal. Fuck you, bro. Get this shit off my platform.
You ignored me, so you brought this upon yourself. To my lovely audience, you are the only ones who can help me get an answer from them. It's all up to you now. The fans.
What the fuck is this? It's inspired by Hotline Miami. I don't even know what the fuck Hotline... I think it's a video game. It is a video game. Yeah. It's a 2012 top-down shooter game. Okay. What is the point of Hotline... actually, this game was born as a spiritual successor to a canceled game from 2004 called Super Carnage, where the goal was to kill as many people as possible. Okay.
All I ask is for you to tweet to Team YouTube, Susan Wojcicki, H3H3, Philip DeFranco, Moist Critical, Scarce, Keemstar, Markiplier, or whoever your preferred voice to get through to YouTube is, with the message.
Fucking loud, holy shit. Answer's pedotube. Oh wow. Did he okay, 6 minutes long. Did he wait the full 9 minutes? This nigga did this all for ad revenue. Man, fuck you. This is why I'm glad I have an ad blocker on. Kiss my ass, bitch. What does Markiplier have to do with all of this bullshit? Because they want multiple YouTubers to, add Team YouTube so he can get his video back. So that's it. And then here's his other one. Pick a side.
On November 26, 2021, my good friend Max published a video exposing the colossal pedo ring that is IMVU, where he uncovered one particularly inveterate child predator known in-game as Pablo.
This is another one where he tried to get YouTube to do something. Where he tried to threaten YouTube for a second time.
Sonny, a pedophile with an extensive history of grooming multiple teenage girls. And to no one's surprise, YouTube tore it down like none of it ever happened. The fickle thing about it, though, is that the video was cut and censored in accordance with the community guidelines, manually reviewed by your staff in order for the family-friendly shell that remained to be available on your platform, even if age-restricted. I myself have personally seen the entire video, and there is not one timestamp you can find that does anything even remotely illicit, especially compared to the categorical obscenities that already plague YouTube.
Isn't this educational content? That's why it flies by, right? Nude yoga, it's educational content. Well, that's what they guise it as. I think that shit should also be banned, but hey, it is up there. And then I think the video that got taken down is because he showed like animated ass cheeks. Might as well be the same as showing hentai. So that's why I got taken down.
And for what? Because of the bare ass of a virtual character. Is this a joke? Max documenting this formerly unknown behavior in a 90-minute documentary about the horrors of pedophilia and child sexual abuse in IMVU is somehow sexually gratifying to you? Everything was perfectly fine for the first half-fucking-million people who watched it, but the very second Team YouTube watches it. Interesting. We tried resolving it with you peacefully, but you were unwilling to budge like the apologist you allegedly are. And Max has had enough.
No nudity means no nudity. Why do you think YouTube YouTubers censor Rust? Fair. That's true. I don't know. He always wants to skirt the lines, remember? This man did hentai reviews. He did hentai reviews, he put hentai in his content, and after he started discussing like raunchy content like this, he's very much trying to skirt the line so much. Does it mean does Mama Max look like early 70s Paul McCartney without the beard? Hold on. Oh my god. You're not fucking wrong. Holy shit. Good eye. Great observation. Great observation.
Just fucking kidding.
Tell Mama Max if he ever thought about acting because how dramatic he is. Yeah, he probably has a failed acting career. Or maybe he just never thought to try. But he should. Get off of YouTube, just start doing acting. You do say you're an aspiring filmmaker, so just go do that.
How many bloody times do we have to do this dance? You fuck with us, we fuck with you, and history repeats itself. Whether it's intentional or not, you endlessly punish those of us who create content in response to injustice, speaking up for victims, like children, and pursuing the perpetrators, like pedophiles. It is volatile, intense, disturbing, upsetting, raw, and real. Because that is the subject matter it is covering and
say survivors have instructed me to do. But no.
No, don't lie. Don't lie. Don't fucking bullshit us. No one in your audience said you have to make your videos the way you do. Everybody would be like, oh, it'd be nice if you could cover it. Nobody said you had to do it the way you do. Like showing bare nudity on your content. Come on. Come on.
No matter how vital the video may be to them, you take down our shit and continue to help absolutely no one besides the evil people we are trying to expose. And the survivors continue to scream in agonizing silence. But maybe that's the way you like it. I will let my colleagues take a more measured and balanced approach to this discussion. And despite all of the conflicting personalities you're about to see, you'll notice that there's one thing that does bring us all together. We don't like pedophiles.
Oh wow, how profound. How amazing. Did you have to type that into your script? Did you think that, like... I don't know. Did you think that was something profound? Do you think that something that would get you arrested? That's such a hot take that could get you arrested for hate speech? We don't like pedophiles? Yeah. That's such new information. Like, oh my god, guys, I'm about to give you some piece of information that is so illegal. Guys should never know this. Wash your ass. Moving on.
Something you don't seem to see eye to eye with us on YouTube.
Arrested for hate speech? Yeah, certain countries you can get arrested for hate speech. Like in Germany, if you do the Nazi salute, you can get arrested for hate speech. In the UK, you could actually get charged for hate speech. So yeah.
YouTube messes with me all the time. I remember one time I got 3 strikes, they banned me. I appealed the ban, I said, hey, this is unfair. And they said, nope, they rejected my appeal. I've learned a long time ago, you simply cannot trust Google. They still delete my videos to this day. And I really hate saying it, but I don't have pride in it.
They don't give a fuck anymore in the UK? True. In America, you can say whatever you like and whatever the fuck you like because hell yeah. Although you can do whatever you want, right? For example, can't you guys get charged for burning the American flag? So yeah. It's free. It's more free than other countries, but hey. You also have restrictions.
YouTube anymore. Amount of censorship.
Let's see. Uh-oh.
I don't have pride in YouTube anymore. The amount of censorship is completely disheartening, especially when people need to see this content.
If there's something that the internet has shown us time and time again in regards to independent investigations, it's that the average person can notice something that an investigator might miss the first or second time. And as such, investigative content should really be encouraged.
YouTube is clearly delusional at this point.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
And blatantly ignoring the good that comes from heavily investigated content. The
okay.
awareness that spreads from such
it is under freedom of speech. Okay.
Is that not a good thing though? It honestly feels like YouTube is trying to protect these up people, and that's not
right?
okay.
Freedom.
This is why
fuck
we
yeah.
want to step in.
Personally, I don't think YouTube.
Oh, who's this? She's cute.
People, and that's not okay. This is
I let her ruin my life.
Why we've got to step in.
I know my constitutional rights, so I don't get fucked. Smart.
They only care if you're one of their poster childs, but most importantly, you have to be incredibly ad-friendly. Even 100% innocent channels are getting completely destroyed.
My PC's breaking. Help. Like what? Say, I don't want to hear it. How's it breaking?
I've dealt with it myself multiple times.
90% of the issues with YouTube could be resolved if Google just hired a team of real people to look over and see what's actually being done than what's just being reported.
My Discord and Spotify icons in the taskbar are merged. What the fuck? What is it? F4 to refresh. F4 to refresh.
On YouTube, you're basically guilty until proven innocence. And people know this. My Dan Schneider video got 2 takedown requests, but I know of other smaller YouTubers who have talked about the whole Dan Schneider thing, and their shit got taken down because they were small channels and because they couldn't fight back.
You know, YouTube was actually a place for people to create back in the day. I mean, actually hire
I pressed like some F numbers,
videos, not
type things on my PC
freaked out. I don't
out.
need like fucking R2D2 over here telling me that my info or any other creator
restart your PC.
When there's actual victims on the line.
Every single day we can see exploitative content
trending on YouTube. Content such as family channel content that takes advantage of children. On the other hand, we have investigative content that is not only pushed back by the algorithm, not only demonetized, but actively hidden from subscribers who signed up to see that content. And this is a problem.
It feels like YouTube is constantly punishing the wrong people on its platform. I mean, this is something that I experienced with my fake animal rescue investigation. When all of a sudden my videos started getting age restrictions, and then I started to receive community guideline warnings, which basically told me that if I kept making that content, then YouTube would have removed my channel. And what made it so much more frustrating was the fact that these channels that I was exposing just continued on fully
See, I'm glad I've never gotten a community guideline strike, community guideline warning, never a copyright strike, none of that shit. I'm still clean for now.
And not receiving any form of punishment. Out of all those people that I exposed, the first person to get
Who knows,
punished...
Mama Max might be my very first takedown request. Speaking of age restrictions, Luke AFK has been receiving a bunch of age restrictions on his videos, though they aren't even breaking any TOS. Now I think about that, reminds me. I remember one of my live streams actually got like outright copyright. I think it got demonetized for sexual content. But there was no sexual content at all in it. So I was like, strange.
It was me. But as upsetting as that situation was, what's happening here with Max's video is something that I find even more concerning. I mean, age restriction is one thing, but to have your video removed completely with no justification and with no chance to appeal it is something that shouldn't happen under any circumstances. I mean, it really is a shame because...
His Omegle videos after 2 years are getting age restricted. I mean, same thing would happen with Filthy Frank, right? That's why so many people are like downloading and re-archiving his videos, because his previous videos, like his videos from like 2016 and stuff like that, are getting taken down. Like not even age restricted, or they're being taken down for inappropriate content, right? Because they're judging his older content with the newer guidelines. So yeah.
Because those who are on here exposing predators and doing so in a fair and responsible way, just like Max was, deserve to have a platform here and deserve to be celebrated for the work they're doing. And yet all too often it's YouTube who's taking action against these creators. And when they do that, they are not only actively siding with these predators, but they are actively protecting them as well.
YouTube likes to put on this front that they care about their creators, when anybody who's worked in the platform knows it's complete bullshit. The only thing they care about is making money. And if you're seen as a little bit unmarketable or a little bit edgy, you're completely screwed. It doesn't matter if you actually are. The thought of you maybe being that is enough to get you completely screwed.
I mean, yeah, YouTube is a company that cares about advertisers and business, and I mean, yeah. His original videos on his channel start after 2 to 3 years decide whether you're being age restricted, even though it's YouTube pranking people on Amigo 10 years ago. Yeah. I mean, yeah. YouTube will do that. They will go back to your old content and judge it using current day standards. Shit. I remember there was this one YouTuber, I can't remember who it was, but like, they deleted a video and still got a copyright claim, takedown notice for it. So they still got a community guideline strike for a video they had already deleted because the video was backed up on YouTube servers. So even though he deleted it, he still got strike for it. So yeah, YouTube it has its problems.
I could not agree more, my friends. But I'm worried that all of your wise words will go to waste if no one sees this. So let's all go ahead and forcefully drag everyone down with us. Starting with the following people. Susan Wojcicki. Stop fucking lying to us every time you have to give a statement in response to videos like mine. All these broken promises you've made that never come into fruition. All of these incessant changes that no one ever asked for or wanted. Take some goddamn accountability. We are so sick of seeing the malicious and deceitful words you and your company repeatedly propagate. Either do something good for this site once in your fruitless life, or step the fuck down.
I will never have the balls to say that to my boss. Shit, I'd never have the balls to say that to my own fucking mother. Like, holy shit.
Philip DeFranco, remember when you and your team ignored us last time during the whole Answer Us PedoTube thing because you were too busy talking about some stupid drama?
Say right now, fuck no.
Famous as you would like, but
fuck no.
Do the right thing this time.
I'll say that you guys will never see a channel tomorrow, bruh. You guys don't see a channel tomorrow if I say that shit today. Susan, your mom? She's my boss. Well, she's no longer. She stepped down. I don't even know who the new CEO of YouTube is. But hey.
And fucking say something. I know you're on break, so it would mean even more to me for you to actually do something this time around. Ethan Klein. I was told you talked to someone at YouTube for me last time. Thank you so much for that. I know you're busy dealing with important shit, but I'm gonna ask that you take a minute to speak to YouTube again for me. Privately is fine. Publicly it would be better. Follow me back if you want details. Keemstar. You are always my fucking man when it comes to this shit. As a loving father, I know you won't let me down. Scarce. Thanks so much for covering my story last time, brother. I desperately call upon you for help once again. It would mean the world to me. Charlie.
Emotional blackmail.
Because you're a good man.
My tongue is starting to hurt on both sides. I think I bit my tongue again. Both the tip of my... Now I'm going to start speaking like a snake.
You stand for what's right and speak out in defense of all of us smaller than you. But it is my regret to inform you that your video talking with the CEO of YouTube has aged like milk. So I'm going to kindly ask for your help once again. Chris Hansen. People kept telling me not to talk to you, but you were one of the first of us. And although you screwed the fucking pooch, I'm willing to forgive you if you...
What kind of term is that? Screwed the pooch? Okay.
You speak up for us. I know you've got some connections that Susan can't ignore. I tried reaching out to you, but you ignored me. So now my audience will do it for me. Shane Dawson. I know you've done a lot of fucked up shit in the past and you don't really deserve everyone's forgiveness. But since you're one of the biggest creators in our genre, standing up for what's right instead of wasting time on haunted houses would finally make you look good to the public once again. This is your chance to redeem yourself. Don't squander it. Corpse. I know you have nothing to do with this, but with all of your power, influence, and the favor you owe me, I just couldn't help myself. So, remember when you reached out after years?
Shane quit? No, he still makes content. Then the last time he made content was like last month. Shane... Oh, it's 4 months ago. Okay, never mind. And then Shane 2. Four days ago. On this podcast. Yeah. Still just content.
Of not speaking to me while I was at the hospital tending to my sick girlfriend, and you kept trying to rush me home to do you a huge favor.
Isn't conspiracy shit not a surprise?
For something you did, and at the same time acted like you were taking full responsibility for it. But I let you do it because I thought you were going to be my friend like you used to be, and then you stopped talking to me immediately after you were done using me. Yeah. So how about you do me the fucking favor this time and talk about something beside...
Did you Photoshop devil horns onto this man's head? Oh nah, man. Al Glaze. Al Glaze. What the? Bad Glaze, man. Al.
Yourself for once.
That's so dumb.
I'll give you a good look. I promise. Oh yes. If I have to start shit with every influencer in this goddamn planet just to make anyone give even a slight fuck, so be it. I'd rather have the whole world hate me than ever hear a child's voice being silenced again.
The cringe. The cringe, man. My soul is leaving my fucking body. If I have to fight the whole every creator on the YouTube platform, so be it. I'd rather be hated by everybody than like shut the fuck up, bruh. Nobody wants children to suffer. So using this emotional blackmail, the fuck is you on?
Give you a good look. I promise.
Like,
oh yes. If I have to start shit with every influencer in this goddamn planet just to make anyone give even a slight fuck, so be it. I'd rather have the whole world hate me than ever hear a child's voice being silenced again.
Shut the fuck up. You know what? I'm glad you're no longer making content.
Anyone wants to react to this video, my content is free for you to make as much money it in whatever way you wish. I do not give a shit. Bad press, good press. I just want to finally see some justice done for the victims in my videos. So, again, I'm gonna have to upset all of my fellow creators and make a goddamn disaster out of you, YouTube, because you never do anything until we start squeezing your balls. And this is the part where you come in, children. The links are in.
This is how you. This is not how you deal with child predators. Even asshole cops treat children better. There are things that a lot of there's one thing a lot of criminals hate: child molesters. They get arrested, they have a big chance of dying. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If you get arrested and you go to jail, and let's say somebody in jail asks you what you're in here for, and you say molesting children, you're cooked. Might as well kill yourself right now, today. You're dying, bro. We all hate that shit. So I don't know what he's thinking. Like, even criminals have kids. So if you're, I'm in jail for diddling kids, right now, today, kill yourself, bro. Like, yeah. Dog definitely felt like a devil after posting this video. Yeah, definitely felt like a badass.
In the description, I kindly ask you to come with me to make a fucking mess for the second time. I want you to paste this bitch until the world is nauseous from looking at it. I want you to drown out every trending topic so that even something like Spider-Man looks like a microscopic speck of dust compared to us. And tonight, you two will choose. Let die the pedophiles they love, or suffer the little children. And by the end of the night, I want Twitter to be a shitstorm.
This guy really thinks that he's so influential that he can drown out every trending topic with pick a side YouTube. Okay. Anyways. Nope. It's worse than the shit that PNG tubers make. Mama Max is somebody who's always just gonna... Is he still alive? It's always gonna be something that I just find cringe.
Come on.
I can't watch Mama Max and think, oh yeah, sure, the editing style is unique.
Wanna go get Claudio? That's what I thought.
But like, other than that, it is still cringe. And a lot of people definitely did find it cringe while he was making that content. They just saw it as like, okay, I'll excuse it. He's just being him. Right? The topic is more important than the cringeness.
Lars. He has a module on his face. Look. And he actually has an AI assistant on there. So this is kind of... Wait, what? Bro, there's no way you're coming in the chat and saying come. Okay, nah, that sentence is mad. That sentence is mad.
Okay, what I'm gonna do...
What do you mean?
I'm gonna link... Because it's been 2 hours 30 minutes, I need to eat, fix my sleep schedule, because I have a lot of content. I have a lot of content to record for you guys, right? So I'm going to leave a link to Leo's chat, and if you join him, tell him I sent you. But I'm going to end the live stream here. All right, that's it. I had fun. Hopefully you had fun. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can always be notified every single time I live stream, which is every single day. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Take care of yourself, drink water, be ever wonderful, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, peace, y'all.